Hey, MOT, I don't see anybody else. Are you on?
Oh shit, I was doing all that talking. I wouldn't even add myself to the stream. My bad. Yeah, man. No, the power just went out. That's how come I dropped off a Ramil Amyr stream so fast. So that way we can
Oh,
try to get this shit up. So don't worry about it, man. So we just gotta turn the generator on and make sure that we got the right shit so that way we don't cook the fucking generator. You know what I'm saying?
oh man.
Yeah, so hold on a second. Okay, that's it. All right, we're good. All right, thanks for coming on. I'm obviously man tomorrow. I was on a Ramil Amir stream and we're talking about the stepfather situation. I give my opening words so that way we can continue this conversation because I think that the conversation is being led into some directions that it shouldn't have been led in. No thanks to nobody on the panel. We're not dropping disses or anything like that. We just need to be truly understanding of what this situation is actually about. Because at the end of the day, the stepdaddy situation is some shit that did not need to be, and it's a situation to where we're trying to correct the problem by starting yet another problem. Okay, so the stepdaddy situation, full record, like this started last night on OJ Duke Jackson's live stream. It was the last half of the stream where you had Super Sly 75,
hmm
uh, the GOAT, shout out to the GOAT, Mr. Fantastic. Damn, was there somebody else on? Damn, there had to be somebody else on. Because I thought there was another person on. But what's going on, Speak? I'll get my opening statement right now, man. So just hang back. All right, so what I got pretty much from that conversation was pretty much that there's a lot of these children out here who's going to be lost without mentorship and everything else. I think that uh, Taz, the GOAT, and Super Sly 75, yeah, that's what it was. Super Sly 75, they all had a good conversation about why people should. But I think that the why people shouldn't portion of the conversation should also be had. So that way we can kind of merge the inner and outer horizons of this black hole that we've created. What's going on, Andre Hadget? Oh, it's the first time I have you on, man. Thanks for coming through.
Hey,
So that way we can be able to make business sense of what we're trying to do. Because I think that this, DJ Kuda, I truly think that we need to be able to have this conversation in a certain light to where we can pretty much understand Ja rules. No, yeah, I don't know. All right, so what I want to do is just go over my opening statements of what I thought the best points that everybody made. So last night you had task exclusives,
Mm.
which I hope he comes in today so that way we can have a conversation. So last night they was talking about pretty much um, the positives of doing such a thing. And I'm not against the stepdad thing. I've seen it work. I've seen it not work. My parents was married until my dad had died, and when I was in ninth grade.
Mm.
So I I recognize the difference between how I was raised to that point when my grandfather took over, because my grandfather died when I was in the 12th grade. So I know how I was raised pretty much all the way out, and I know how my three younger brothers and my one sister was raised.
Mm.
Not really being under that type of situation, and it was not good. And they're different, and their outcomes are very different than my brothers and the older brother and one sister that we had before that.
Mm.
Now, my mother never remarried, thanks to my brothers beating the brakes off of any dude who would even think about talking to my mother or even
Mm.
visiting the house unless she was gay.
Mm.
That's just how the way it was in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? I know, but it's just that I understand the community aspect, but the community needs to start way before people's actual intentional quite intentional positions of misusing people's ability to be nice and try to have things going on, man. Because I don't think that people understand the weight and the gravity of the things that are going on. What's going on, Dr. Phoenix? And I just want to be able to have a conversation, a reasonable conversation. I want to be able to have people speak their actual piece according to the actual subject, so that way we can make business sense. Because me, the household, and the individuals who make up the households are the community. They're not the people who did it wrong. They're not the people who need help now. Those people are not community minded. Those people are community beneficiaries of everybody else's work. And we cannot be operating like that. Because if we operate in a certain circumstance to where we're letting people all of a sudden come through and want to celebrate the parade after the Super Bowl without even playing the regular season or the playoffs or the divisional game or anything like that, we're setting ourselves up for failure. That's just the way we're doing the stuff. So I know most of this conversation has been hidden behind the "you don't get no ass" tagline.
Right.
The moment that you don't agree with people according to the situation, it always comes into question: how much of your masculinity have you compromised so that way you can get some pussy out of this shit?
Right.
That has been what has been stopping the premier conversation from going on about this subject forever. And we have to be certain that, dude, we're trying to set up equitable circumstances so that way we can pass down equitable circumstances. Like, for me personally, I don't think these people should be saved. I think that kids should be worked with. You need to put your kids in actual environments so that way they can learn stuff. But asking the person who actually done this shit, hell no, man. So you can't just say, I'm gonna keep fucking my kids up unless you rescue me too. I'm like, that's a false hostage situation, that a game that we don't need to be playing, because we could easily do without your ass. We have been for a while.
Right.
So it's like, I understand that portion of the argument, but you have to understand the track record of the woman's thankfulness of potential guys coming up behind this situation has been going down as the years have went on. It hasn't went up. The level of thankfulness has not went up. Every other community don't do business like this because they actually had grandfathers and traditions and actual other things that handed down a better situation to the kids. Now, I was born in 78, so I'm a Gen Xer. My dad, of course, a boomer. That dude was a truck driver, and when he was out of town during the week, if anything went wrong, my grandfather would come down. The last thing that you wanted in your life was to see that long ass Cadillac pull up in that short ass driveway. Shit got real in the motherfucker. Didn't matter what. He was beating every ass in the house. That's what the standard was. If I had to come down here for any reason, I'm beating everybody's motherfucking ass because you motherfuckers are a team and you motherfuckers ain't doing what the fuck you're supposed to do. So every ass in this house is gonna get beat. I don't give a fuck if you're straight A's or straight F's. All you motherfuckers should be working together. That's the household that I grew up in, right? Dude was a World War I vet, and that's how he rolled. Now, my father was out of town, XYZ, he ended up dying, had a heart attack or whatever. But that's what it was. Like, we had this being surrounded by other people who was doing the stepdad situation. Like I seen, like, my grandmother, shout out to her. She was like, no other, I'm going to get to know one father and one set of kids, unless I can meet the entire situation. So that way I can see if your kids come around. So my grandmother was like, look, if y'all got some raggedy ass situations coming around, I don't want to see my son, and I don't want to see these seeds, period. None of you motherfuckers can come around. This is how come cousins could come by the house, and most of them couldn't come by the house. Because if you had raggedy ass fucking circumstance, yep, Cornelius, that fucking broham, man. That broham, you know what I'm saying? No, I fucking front yard wasn't shit.
That DeVille.
Yeah, man. So
but can I like throw another element in there too that we haven't talked about, which is another side of it, because like once you understand that where these women are gonna go, because we're playing chess, not checkers, right?
Yeah.
Where these women are gonna go if there is no single stepdads. You want to know who's one of the most original simps also that we're not talking about, or stepfathers or stepmothers, is the dykes. When they turn lesbian and they get that woman to play that masculine role, a lot of times these women already have kids and stuff like that. And a lot of those dykes, they're getting the bad end of the deal. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's from a relationship standpoint. But they don't get the responsibility that an actual man in the situation will get put on them also. So that's another element also. And it shows you how women are not taking accountability for a lot of the decisions that they make, because she could turn around and get a stud or another lesbian woman to be there to take care of the child, and then still turn around and go get a man and sit up, and that dude sitting up there thinking he playing stepfather.
Yeah. Yeah, but see, here's the problem with that we don't talk about. They're only in those certain situationships, so that way they can maintain their level of freedom and power.
Right,
Right.
right,
That
right,
that is why they double back to those type of circumstances.
right.
Is that, and you know what? I had to like come around to understanding why a person would do that,
Right.
right? And in order for me to understand everything that was happening on the table, I'm like, well, let me free associate from that person's mindset.
Mm-hmm.
How can she never take responsibility for her actions and continue to do the same shit that she's doing? That
Mm-hmm.
is to find somebody who's amenable to her circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
So when these dudes talk about that they're getting chosen shit, I'm like, dude, you're getting chosen to help her maintain her power in her certain circumstance. She's not choosing you, and all of a sudden the dynamic changes all the way around. Like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
that's not why you're getting chosen. Because
Mm-hmm.
if that was the reason, then she would go from being in a better situation. But if she's still continuously on the market after being quote unquote choosing, motherfuckers like, dude, listen, man, this is a bad idea. It is, and it's like, look, how you gonna fix this
Right.
is you're going to be able to raise your child to not be broken, so that way that child can survive in this actual society.
Right.
I'm all about stuff you can measure. I don't care what they do with their body or what they do with anything else. I
Right.
just want people to understand that we should hold these people to account for their outcomes. Forget
Right.
the inputs.
Right.
I mean, because once they talk about sex, they turn it towards inputs. And here's another thing. You know, when you have these hyper masculine frauds who come around talking about sex, I'm like, okay, bro, you want to talk about numbers? How much ass do you have to get so your mind can break so that way I can start acting like your dumb ass?
Right.
Because I don't look like that.
Right.
Right? So it's like, look, man, this stepdaddy situation is a situation that didn't need to be. Right? This situation is about promising other people's futures to these current women right here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people don't want to understand or get. And it's like, we couldn't have this conversation 20 years ago because everything was about, well, if you just would have had higher vaginal intake, you would be amenable to the current circumstance. I'm like, no, dude, that really ain't the case. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, look, there's another side to this story, one that obviously have not been told. And
Mm.
I don't want nobody to suffer, but you have to understand most of our experience is about being ignored
Right.
from media and everything else.
Right.
So it's like, it's not that I hate children. It's that I hate trading in good circumstances for bad circumstances for people who haven't done shit. Like, dude, you don't see these women out here lobbying to change these laws so that way they can be married in a higher rate. They're
Mm.
not lobbying to change any of this shit.
You know?
So the only thing that we're doing is negotiating our own surrender without them at the table. All we're doing is promising them a better deal. And I just want people to know, if you want this stuff to work afterwards, you have to be able to take into account everything that happened. It's like this. In most, when I was in law enforcement, most
Mm.
cases,
Mm.
people wanted to cut a deal right away, especially if they did some messed up stuff, way messed up stuff. We're like, hold on. We got to do a proper investigation to see if and what you're trying to cop to lasts through this investigation. Because anybody can say they accidentally killed somebody. But if you put a whole lot of thought into actually doing all this stuff, pulling up maps, tracking people down, we're looking at your cell phone, data information, you going in and out. Obviously, you're not walking off with no manslaughter charge, dog. You walk away with murder one, because that's what you did here. And it's like we've been stopping the murder one conversation from happening in this community for so long that new behavior sounds like change behavior, but when new behavior is just as opportunistic as the behavior that it took to get in this conversation in the first place. Take it up, guys.
No, I just wanted. Could I chime in with something real fast?
Hello?
Yeah, it's open.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, when are we as men going to be men and be like, this is what my position is with these single moms, and I'll be damned if any of these women give me pussy anymore. I don't care about that. Well, of course, I'm 45 years old too, but it really, when I was younger, I still had it. This is what I want, and this is what I don't want. If you women have a problem with it, you don't have to fuck me. It's that simple.
Right.
And I don't understand why, in the black community especially, we are looked at and our manhood is judged by how much sex we get from these women creating these babies in the first place. And another thing, if we've been oppressed for 400 years, it ain't going to happen in no 40-year span. It's not in our lifetime. We're going to see no significant change. Do y'all realize that? I don't care what happens. 400 years, you can't trade it in for 40. So we're talking 2, 3, maybe 5 generations before we can start seeing things going the way they should have went before desegregation. I'm sorry, because that was the worst thing I think that happened to us. I really do. Because we lost our families then. In the 40s, black families were a lot stronger than they are today, or than they were in the 80s or starting in the 70s.
That's the thing too. Like when black men and black women were freed at the same time, you know what I'm saying? We really didn't have no real nuclear family structure. So a lot of the times the things that we're fighting for, to tell you the truth, in a lot of cases never really existed. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think so? You don't think, like, you saw the movie Fences with Denzel Washington, right? Did you? Anybody see that?
I remember that movie. Yeah,
vividly. That movie took place in the 40s. I'm talking about a family like that. They seem to be pretty well, not only kind of well-to-do, but they seem to be close-knit. Of course, he was messing around on her. But I didn't see a lot of families together when I was coming. I didn't see it. I just didn't see it.
But that thing is like comparing something that's been going on for like maybe like 10, 15, 20 years to what we got right now that's been going on for like 50, 40 years. Just this feminism and
when it all really kind of does go back to slavery, because they basically didn't let us have no family. The father would be sold off, the kids would be sold off. So we never really got that firm feeling of a family. Since 1860.
Right. We're still doing what we did on the sex farm large scale.
I'm gonna hop in on that point real quick. So in the 70s, on sheer numbers standpoint, our marriage rates were up around 70% up until the 70s. So something happened around that point. So now it's like 20-something% or whatever. Now then it was like 70%. So we actually did have the nuclear family structure intact a lot more up until that point. But
see, it wasn't a long time.
They get them niggas out the house.
Yeah.
But back on the brother who came on Ramel's podcast, a 21-year-old brother who wanted relationship advice. What we need to do is have honest, firm conversations to brothers like that. Brothers who haven't created any kids yet, and we need to tell them the real deal, because a lot of times we're downplaying it because we don't want to offend our mothers. And we don't want to offend the other woman in the community. So we need to be.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about it. Yo, we need to stop worrying about offending these women. We're men. We just
gotta say what we gotta say. Yeah.
We need a set structure, rule, commandment.
What is anything? We can't shit no more, man.
Well, this is the thing that's going on. This is the thing. This is the thing that's going on. usually how guys got into this type of conversation is at first we went to go look for relationship advice. Okay, I like this girl. How I'm gonna get with this girl? How I'm gonna get at this girl? Whatever. We go look for relationship advice to get women. Then you take the red pill. You realize that okay, damn, this woman is not even worth doing all of this shit for. She's not worth impressing. This ain't what I thought it was. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that when you have brothers are always going to go look for relationship advice. But then at some point, we got to ease them straight into the game. Like, listen, you could do that, but for real, why are you expending all your energy and your youth doing that when to come to this conclusion that this is what it is? It's not really what you think it is. And, you know, dudes are more interested now in female nature than they are trying to impress the bro.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah, here's the thing that I don't like about the female nature concept.
Okay.
What I don't like about the female nature construct is that you can go to another culture and women don't act like that.
Right.
They sure don't.
Right.
They sure don't.
And that's a part of the female nature piece, because the thing is that
female nature is the acceptance of whole culture under the
right.
under the current
You
rule.
mean Western civilization? Or are you talking about all black women? Or are you talking about all westernized females?
The thing is when you start learning about female nature, you start looking at the little things that distinguish the differences between different females. So you can look at female nature and see the same female nature in a Spanish girl, but then you can see how she carries it different. Then you can see how the Western woman carries it different.
$10 up in the super chat. Everybody's going about this the wrong way. As people that were brought here to this land in America have a clean slate as a people to create to mold our own future and laws and the ways of engagement. I believe that is 100% true. We use the past as a reason to accept current failure and current lack of structure.
Yeah.
Like, dude, in the information age, there should be no reason why people are pushing this nonsense about, you know, me personally, I think female nature is adjusting your ways to accept uncultured women for sex. That's crazy. You should go to cultured people elsewhere, keeping your mind on your money and progressing. So that way, when it comes time for you to deal with a woman, you're on and off the market. You have to look at how other cultures are dealing with their women. Other cultures are not out here.
They're certainly not afraid to offend them. I'll tell you that.
Correct.
And they have standards and guidelines.
Yes.
There you go. And that's what I'm not messing with a single mother. That's a standard right there.
And that's cool. So here's the thing, right? So us men,
we need Panther God to come up here,
or men who deem themselves as quality men. We oftentimes we talk to our lowest common denominator. We talk to our lowest level of thinkers too often, rather than raising the conversation to our highest level of achievers and doers and people who are taking action on
coming down to their level.
So MOT, he has a standard for the woman who he dates. I have a standard for the woman who I date. Now I had to work in order to make sure that I am adequate of that standard, which I have done for a number of years. So now I can pick and choose the kind of woman I date. If you have this, okay, cool. If you come with that, it's not gonna work. So now I don't date women who weren't raised by a father. A firm. Okay. That's a firm one. I don't date a woman who wasn't raised by a quality father. If you hate your father, I will not date you.
Right.
Why? Because it's going to be too much nonsense for me to get you to follow my lead
But you had to figure that out though.
Not too long. I've known her for a while, but I had to get my own weight up to be able to attract, and I had to build up myself to make sure that I could attract and have the woman follow my lead, who I was.
That you could have those standards.
But let me see. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question though. How did you figure that out? Did you have to go through some type of trial and error?
Yes.
Right. So now a younger guy that's saying, okay, listen, I wanna get with women and I want to impress these women and do all of these things. What would you tell that younger guy after you done been through your stint of trial and error to figure out that's what you would like, or that's something that's a good standard?
I would say grow your assets, establish yourself as an entrepreneur, even on a part-time basis. Have things that women have things that people know you for. So I would say get some notoriety, whether it's coaching, a youth basketball team.
But see, you got to be careful though, because see, even nowadays, as a black man, what you're telling this brother is right. Grow your assets, generate money, and don't worry about the small things. And now you have women out here on the other side saying get the bag. So if a guy like that doesn't really have no experience and he really wants to get with women, and this woman sees that he has the bag, do you think it's easier for her to play him out of his future?
No, because a lot of women are full of shit with that get the bag shit. A lot
I know,
of
but how is he supposed to know?
If you let me talk, brother, I'll tell you. You keep interrupting me. So if you let me get the words out, I'll express it. A lot of women are full of shit with the get the bag talk, because when a man has means, a lot of women actually don't mind paying for shit just to be around that man. So they use that talk to impress their friends. But most decent women, even when the man has means, they don't expect you to pay for everything. They actually want to contribute to the household. So the assets is more for the persona and more for okay, he's an established man, I'm going to follow his lead. And most of them don't want you to pay for everything.
Yeah. Let me jump in and play devil's advocate here for a second. So since we all agree and we're all against the single mothers thing, since MOT made the comparison of the families being like businesses, if they're currently in a single parent household and we're going to say we need a generation just to let those kids go, well, they're never going to stop reproducing. So our community will never be able to be fixed, because the quote unquote ones who are doing it right will never be able to outbreed the ones who quote unquote do it wrong. And if there's no stepfathers that go back in and say, hey, let me fix these homes, then are we just okay with the black community just going away?
You're saying that the men have to step up. We can't just preach to the women. Look,
no. What I'm saying is I agree with what we're saying, but I'm saying just to play devil's advocate, if we're going to liken the household to a business, which I agree with, then right now the single parent households with just the single moms, they're going to keep ruining the business. And the enterprise as a whole, which is the black community, is going to continue to suffer, because the good ones, the ones that do it right, hell, a lot of black men are successful, don't even want to have kids, period.
Everybody ain't coming with us, fam. Everyone's not.
Okay, so we're just going to be okay with not being able to have a community. Okay.
We got to be okay with everybody not coming with us.
Just 33% of our community.
Our successful brothers are getting picked off left and right. And it's like, I don't know. Like, dudes are jumping straight to the red pill. Like, how are we gonna there's gonna be a new influx of dudes that's gonna be coming into the manosphere soon, looking for information. And it's like, we got to get it together before they come. Because
Andre, what percent of the black community do you think can make it? Just in your opinion.
1 out of 3, 33%.
33%
black men, brother, or black people. I'm sorry.
Black people. I'm talking about the black community. So I'm talking about men, because it's going to take families to keep this thing going. So I'm saying, what percent do you think is going to make it, in your opinion?
1 out of every 3.
1 out of every 3.
About 40. I say about a firm 40% of quality. About 40% of our people will have quality relationships and marriages over the next 20 years or so. A firm 40%. Yeah,
that's a pretty good number, I would say.
I would go.
Ready for it. Because I know a lot of them. Most of my friends are married, and they were married before they have kids, and they kind of have my kind of old-fashioned principles to them, and they're successful. Most of them earn between, I don't know, 75,000, maybe like 300,000. So they deem what society would say as successful. Now, it doesn't mean that the marriages don't have bullshit along with them, but the majority of my friends have been able to maintain a happy, committed household, even with all the nonsense going on. So I see people who are doing it. I'm fully aware of it. And me just being able to see these visions helps change the perception. We aren't talking, not us right in this conversation, but oftentimes we don't big up the people who are doing things right. So we think that the norm is messiness. Having kids out of wedlock, majority of the time, it's messy. Divorce, I got divorced. It's friggin' messy. Being a stepfather to friggin' 4 different kids is friggin' messy. Now, if you do it, go for it. Have fun with it. But we got to acknowledge that shit isn't right, man.
Yeah.
Right, that's not the natural
Well,
order.
but see, that's the thing about the black community. We big up things that are not right because, like,
Facts,
even
facts.
on the last panel, you know, when we were asked, you know, how many of you guys don't have kids, and we said something like dudes that don't have kids are demonized for not having kids. Well, what's wrong with you? Aren't you not selected? Why are you not chosen?
That,
It's like, come on,
that,
man, bro.
but that's coming from black women, though, right?
Yeah, it comes from black women
Shame,
because
shame,
because
trying to make you out, trying to make it so that their situation you might want to be a part of it.
right,
Misery loves company. Why don't
right.
you have children too, so you can be just as miserable as I am?
Right.
That's all they're doing it for.
And that's another thing. They don't got no trophies for that. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that we're older men talking this red pill shit and we're not contributing to some of the madness or mess we didn't make that we have to clean up. Now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with the single women. Why are single mothers at the head front of women and what they want to promote, and not the woman that actually chooses correctly and is dating correctly and is why is she not the poster child of what women want
Single
or
mothers
want
are
to
the
be?
loudest. Single mothers, single people in general are the loudest freaking people.
Right.
Loud as hell, rather than the people who were married.
Right.
Nick Taylor's been married for freaking 30 years. His parents were married. His grandparents were married. Rather than the people who have had healthy, committed relationships. So we've normalized dysfunction.
We have.
And
People have.
here's the thing about it. It's going to take time to redo it.
It is.
I have to be doing something within myself. But if it has to be acknowledged for us even to correct it. We got to start with acknowledging the bullshit.
Yeah,
I like how you said that. We made dysfunction normal. That's the best way to say it.
Real talk.
So you're saying it's become 40%.
How the black man go to school, graduates get higher learning, and still can apply or appropriate knowledge to his everyday life. This is why I say dealing with these people is an individual choice and that it should not be done.
Yeah.
Next, at him, one wrench. I thought you already had one. What's going on with that? Miss, get dollar wash your wrench. I already have one. DeBroke $10. The segregation didn't hurt black people as a whole. It affected the uneducated and low-skilled black. If you're a black man, this is the best time to be alive. The market is open to compete and build wealth. I cannot disagree with this guy more. I'm from the Mississippi Delta, dude. Look at where I'm at right now because I applied myself and I moved the hell up out of there. Most of those teachers was trying to destroy my intellect, put me in special education, and shit like that.
Same here.
Because I was like, why are you reading on the 7th grade level? What the fuck is this? You're like fucking 4. What is it? They're like, man, we don't want this going out here.
So let me ask y'all on a question. What are we gonna do about us talking about building and us having these grandiose ideas about, you know, different things that are actually really serious, and then we go to the women's side and you see them talking about get the bag and all these other things, and then you have I know they don't count, but they're in the game. But it's like then you got
the men will have to find somebody that's on their plan. Let me ask this: but this is the thing though, JI. You got trad cons like April Mason, and I don't know which nigga made her like the mouthpiece of niggas, because I didn't know this broad.
She's not even married, but she's a femininity coach. It bugs me out. It bugs me out.
Her Maggle came over to my page.
But so's Nicole Michelle. She's not married, but she's a femininity coach.
And that's the thing. It's just about every black woman out here on YouTube has got some shit with her. Ain't no black female really a leader like that. So we don't even need to include them in none of the stuff that we talk about. We just don't. Look at all the females that follow Cynthia G. As screwed up as she is. Come on, man. I mean, I'm not getting on anybody, but for us to have that much faith in our women, God damn it, have that much faith in our women the way they're acting now, it doesn't make a lot of sense to do no shit like that.
Right. Let me ask this question then, since we agree that all this stuff is bad. If we know that about 77% of black women have children out of wedlock, horrible. So if every single parent household, single mother household right now, tomorrow they got a stepfather, all of them, and they have a man in that life, just overall, do we think the black community would be better for that or would be worse off for that? If a man went to all those homes,
it would be like a band-aid. Here's what we need:
like a band-aid on a severed artery.
If they got a band-aid,
here's what we need.
But you want to know what type of band-aid it is? It's the type of band-aid when you rip it off, the cut come with it too.
Yeah.
Here's what we need: we need marriage training. We need relationship training.
saying that the black community would be worse off if a man was in every household in the black community. We will be
It
worse
wouldn't
off.
be worse. It wouldn't. Well,
I think
you
it
said
may
a
be
stepdad. You said a
I
stepdad.
think it'll
By
be
the way.
worse.
Well,
I don't. We all know that
a stepdad. Wait. A stepdad is a man in that home. What do you? What that means? A man's in that home.
That doesn't mean good. That don't
Your
mean
exact
what kind of man
question
is it?
was-
What kind of
Your
man is it?
exact
Right,
question
right.
was-
That don't mean that is
It's
good.
probably
Look, we can do all the what kind of man is all that stuff. I'm saying
Your exact question, brother, was this: if
home.
every single mother home had a stepfather in the home, would it be better? I think it would be better temporarily. Now, a better question or answer or whatever you want statement for me is: if every black person who has a kid, married person who they had a kid with, my answer would be heck yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That would be the most ideal. That
Whatever
I was
your
talking about.
you
the
got to ride
stepfather
this whole
conversation.
storm out, man. Like that's what I'm pushing. Like this is why instead of trying to create new people to come into these old situations, we need old people to come into their
some of
old.
these old situations.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, fix your old shit. Fix your old shit. Why is it like we gotta really be firm with these freaking standards, fam? If you here's what we need. We need conflict resolution within relationships more. So
Yeah.
people are able to work things out with who they have freaking kids with more often.
But
There's
fellas,
too much variety out here for people. People have no incentive to stay and work it out with anymore. That's gone.
Well, then don't have kids then.
but
Agreed.
fellas,
They
listen.
shouldn't be. They should
Don't-
not be having kids, but they are.
Don't you think the majority of these stepdads are going to be the type of men that these single moms don't want anyway? You know how it works. They fuck around with the
Valid point.
Pookies and the Ray Rays in their 20s,
Valid point.
and then when they're 33, they look to get with some
No.
square lane dude that got a good job.
And that's
No,
another.
I know what
that's
you're saying.
thing.
My only point
That's
was
another
saying
thing
this.
we're not talking about.
Hold on. My only point was saying that we're saying that these households are suffering because there's no male guidance, which is true. So I'm
Right.
saying, because we're talking about the stepdad conversation, that's the only reason I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm
Okay.
saying I believe if every household got a man tomorrow, I believe that it would be the community would be better overall.
I don't think so.
Nah.
I think so, and let me tell you,
A lot of times too, though, the stepdad is in a weak position. Stepdads are technically in a weak position.
And does he know how to be a husband?
yes,
Right.
Like we
He's
gotta
like a,
why is she
he's like a lame duck NFL coach.
Has she ever been married before? Does she know how to be a wife? Like
Right.
it sounds good in theory, but what we got to do is
It's a male presence thing, but it's not. Yeah.
and it sounds great, but come on, like there are levels.
The kids are going to want to answer.
We got to go in with this. It isn't just okay. Like here goes the man. Now you're cool. Does she know how to treat a quality man? Has she ever dated a quality man? Who did she have the kid?
There you go.
Is the nigga crazy? Because I'm not with throwing good men after bad women just so
That's
those
what
got
I'm
a father.
saying. That's
I
the
will
whole
manage those kids on the fucking weekends. All right.
Hold on.
That's what's going to happen.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Black Avenger is in the room, bro. What happened to the website?
Black Avenger.
Yeah, Black Avenger's in the room. I heard the website went down. Like I heard it got hacked or
Black
something
Avenger
like that.
was a real person.
Yeah.
I thought Black Avenger was a website.
No.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with y'all.
All right, man.
All
So
right?
here's what we're gonna do. Here's why it's not going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
You've rewarded bad behavior with a decent human being who does not have this experience in that type of light. Like, okay, let's say you brought up a cultured dude who actually respects all this shit, went to school and did everything they were supposed to. If you look at the parallel life of the person who you're trying to get them to be with, that shit didn't work out that way for that specific person. So it's kind of like, how on earth are you going to reward somebody for bad behavior with good circumstances? And it's like this person is just sitting back and betting on both horses,
right?
Waiting for somebody else to come up and take the actual thing over when this stuff makes absolutely no sense.
Right. But look at how the government does it in compared to a man.
Hold on a second. So let's get Mr. Fantastic up here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting the link in the chat. It's for Mr. Fantastic or AM1. Nobody else jump on.
Mm.
All right, but this is what we're talking about here. Like, people don't understand that when they're having a stepdaddy conversation, they're having it from the standpoint that the woman benefits overall.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the man's gonna benefit from shit.
There is no benefit unless he has kids
none.
himself. Unless he has kids himself, there's no, and that's what we got to get to the heart of, because we got young brothers watching us who simply don't know, whose mothers haven't told them, his father might not have been around, so he hasn't told them, and we got to say, your brother, if you are a quality man or have desires to be a top tier man, you need a top tier woman. Absolutely. Here goes some recommended standards. Now, here go mine personally, right? These are mine personally. Right. You come from a 2-parent household. Your dad is a quality man.
Right.
Your mother followed your dad's lead. I'm not training you on how to be a wife. You got to come to me already ready. I'll fill in the blanks, right? You have to be a few years younger than me, but that's optional for certain people, I know. And you have to just know how to be a domesticated, old-fashioned woman who cares about legacy, right? So those are my list of standards. We have brothers who have never been told to get a list.
No, not at all, man. So
DJ asked the question earlier, what you said, like, what are we doing past this conversation, which we didn't answer. And DJ, I think a great part is we emphasize our standards. We talk about what we're looking for and what we need in a woman.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I gotta agree with that. Those are some good.
Send out 399s. Let the Bulldogs roam without supervision. Dude, this is what I'm saying here, man. Everybody is here exactly where they are because of their previous track record.
Yes.
They're being judged off of their track record.
Bingo.
So here's the deal. And this is the deal that actually black men are setting up. Okay, I used to be in law enforcement. You know how many people apologized at the sentencing? Every single one of them, unless they knew that was going away for life. Every single one of them dudes apologized at the sentencing. Especially if they knew that they had a chance of getting out. What we're doing is we're allowing the people to apologize at the sentencing and give them time served. We can't do that, man. We cannot do that. You did something that was uncultural. You did something, you wrecked your entire body, you messed up everything. It is not a man without responsibility's job to pick this up. And what we have allowed is we allowed the MAGA class of dudes to come out here and be promising other men's future to these exact women that they wrecked and destroyed. That's crazy. We can't do that. Listen, miss, if you went to some classes, you prove that you changed. I'm not sure how that proof is done because you ain't did shit yet, right? That's how we can't distinguish whether or not you have changed, because the only thing they're hanging around for is a dude dumb enough to take this deal. That's not good for a community. It's crazy. It's like, dude, listen, in business, I just had a dude call me a couple months ago. Let me tell you this story, and you tell me how I should deal with this. All right. I was going to see my brother Labor Day weekend. I missed out on going to the Taste of Colorado, which I never miss. I was in Louisville, Kentucky. There was a dude who lived around the corner from my brother. This dude said, hey, man, I'm down on my shit. I need an actual job. You know, he showed me his CDL. He was like, who truck is it? I'm like, that's mine. So I was like, look, what we going to do is I'm going to go home and get my car. My brother's going to drive me back home to get my car. So that way I can have something up here. So that way when I come back, I can have something to drive home with. I ain't got to rent something from the airport, all that kind of stuff, right? So a whole week went by. We came back into town. I called up. This dude wasn't answering no emails, no phone numbers, no text messages, no nothing. Went by his house. He didn't do nothing. You know what that dude wanted? He wanted it when he wanted it. And here's the thing. I got a call from this dude every single day asking me, well, man, the holiday rush is up, man. You got a truck open? No, I don't have a truck open for you. I drove from Colorado back to Louisville, Kentucky, and you ain't even answer the phone once I got back. I just took that trip for no reason. That's the type of deal they're asking these men to take. They're asking these men to risk it all. They haven't lobbied for the marriage rules to change. Thanks for the $9.99 super chat, and also the Liquor Bulldogs wrong.
But see, MOT, that's the numbers game. There's always going to be a woman a guy that's there that's going to take that crappy deal for some pussy.
But I'm just saying that productive men don't need to be doing that. You let the level of guys who put her in that situation get her out of those situations.
Right.
I want the dudes who waited and who did it right. because there's a right and wrong here. This is why you have actual relevance in other cultures, because they expect you as a man of their means in other cultures. Like all this stuff to get a woman who's actually cooperative, dude. Cooperation is easy. It's simple. It's basic. Getting a woman who's feminine is easy. It's simple.
That's the foundation. That's the foundation.
That's the foundation. So,
right.
So it's like you think you hulking out because you getting some chick sex, but dude, you ain't getting cooperation or anything. You're more cooperating with her than she's cooperating with you.
And she got more of the power in that situation. Yeah,
she does. And it's like, look, most of the masculinity conversation has been crowded around making sure that the woman get the best deal, not that the man get the best deal.
But look at this. Look at this, MOT. You can't even have multiple wives. You will go to jail for, what is it, bigamy or some shit like that? Where these women
only if you marry him.
Right. but no, but these women can have a whole bunch of baby daddies. They can have an ex-husband. They can have a side nigga. They can have multiple husbands.
Man, this country is probably the worst country for black traditional or semi-traditional men. The woman I had married is from East Africa, right? I had to meet her dad, sit down with her dad. I didn't have to because I'm not from the church. I'm not from the tribe, but they have a thing called a dowry. Dowry is when you exchange goods. So it could be goats, cows, or some shit. I bought some cows, some goats and shit. Now, yeah,
nigga literally bought the farm.
I literally bought goats and cows.
Damn.
Now I respected the standards.
The milk is free though.
I respected the standards. At least we had a culture and a system in place.
Right.
I mean, there were boundaries. It's actually standard. Right, Mr. Fantastic, go ahead, man. Thanks for coming on the panel, bro.
Hey, appreciate your MOT, man. Appreciate everybody for what's up, Andre?
Fantastic. What's good, bro? What's good, bro?
Y'all got it, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. A continuation from earlier, man. Like I think, like you said, man. I just think black men have been at a disadvantage and putting up with shit for so long that's why we ask for the bare minimum for the requirement. Niggas
we just asking women to be decent human beings.
Yeah, and you think because you've never seen it, you know what I'm saying? We've been so generations deep and, taking the shit and still niggas take the shit. When you get the bare minimum that every man just, that's like, bitch, that's you got. If you're not coming to the table with that, you just a slut, fuck, hoe, and forgotten. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't agree with these other men, they just, hey, you're good for fucking, and that's it. That's in the patriarchy, but in the matriarchy, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said the indoctrination portion of it. And, so many of these boys having to grow up and their moms do all this fuck shit and the moms being controlled and the moms fucking, dick hopping and all this stupid shit, man. It fuck your whole psyche up and your approach to a woman.
You grow up gaslighted. You're supposed to be happy with you're supposed to be happy with what you get.
Exactly.
You lucky you even get that, quote unquote.
Yeah, what I let you have type shit. Like I'll allow, like a woman only in the black culture can a woman say, "Oh, I'll allow you to. I'll allow my man to lead. I let my man, all this type shit."
Only a black American culture.
Yeah, that shit don't happen nowhere else, man.
Nowhere.
Like I said, that's why the shit it seems extreme. Like motherfuckers think MOT and Ramil are extreme, bro. But again, you're gonna have to have you gotta go
through the measures, man.
Yeah, you gotta reset the table, bro. Because like I said, when shit is so far unbalanced, it takes a drastic fucking measure to fucking reset everything back to balance. So when motherfuckers say, hey, we're gonna have to go a generation or like not a whole generation, but a 10 to 15 year period of like, hey, just black men say, hey, bitch, I'm not having no kids.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it takes to put the woman in her proper place for her to understand, like, hey, bitch, if you out here fucking and using your pussy as a motherfucking gumball machine, anybody can get a turn. I mean, hey, I'm not buying that shit.
Right.
I'll turn it like everybody else, but I'm not gonna fucking provide for you. I'm not gonna provide for kids that are not mine.
Right.
And that's what it's gonna take, man. Because like you said, these women are out of control. They just feel like they can't be fucking corrected and they can't be held to a standard because they created the standard.
And if y'all think we tripping, Look at the whole April Mason situation. Oh, he just wanted her to say it was my bad. Yeah, you know, y'all right. I'm sorry.
Man, listen, if she's
Damn.
how come she doesn't have 10 men in her
damn.
Rolodex that she can have come out there and do what
Oh, she do. She do.
So why the hell are you on the
She could have
internet?
been like, yo, I was tripping. My cousin lied to me. I'm sorry. Damn, I didn't know. I'm just as shocked as y'all. Shit.
She's bringing up Latin kings and talking about, you know,
Yeah,
like, who are you? Are you a femininity coach or are you a reformed thug?
Right. Like,
tell y'all, man.
And then even look at T.I. You have an involved father. Show me one panel where a whole bunch of white women sat down and chastised a white man for doing the same thing.
Never. It would never
Show
happen.
me. I'll pay y'all some money. Show me.
It would never happen.
And let that girl's mother had did the same thing. Yep, you taking femininity back. Oh, these girls are not gonna be out here fast. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta make sure they intact and all this other stuff and breed her for a rich man. But if T.I. does it, he's a creep. Oh, that's yeah. But these girls out here twerking and shit like that and busting their whole pussy open, but they don't see a problem with that. But they see a problem with the nigga making sure his daughter is good.
Yeah, what T.I. did was put a level of standard for his household.
Focus on building an economic foundation and reestablishing legal and power control over our women and family first. Dude, I agree with most of that statement. These are not your women. Once you start to follow you, that's when you can start using possessive pronouns.
These women are government property. Stop
using possessive pronouns when they do not apply. You gotta stop doing that, dude. Like, dude, we never say our mosquitoes or our crocodiles or our fucking garter snakes. We don't fucking control how the motherfuckers act. But we say this shit when it comes to women, and this fucking asinine. But dude, at the end of the day, culture cannot be learned overnight. This is what you gotta have beforehand. This is why when dudes, no matter how like man, I got some messed up aunts in my family. Let me tell you. But them dudes were better off getting with feminine women of other cultures because they went in the military rather than gaining women that reflected what they grew up with. It was a 100% success rate for those dudes because they actually got with feminine women who actually gave a damn about family. Here, we don't give a damn about family that much. I'm just saying this. You can't have a community full of beneficiaries. Somebody have to pay this insurance policy. Everybody's trying to cash in on the insurance policy when a lot of people haven't paid into the shit.
Right.
And now we have an overabundance of people who want to benefit, and they hide behind these weak ass dudes who are promising other people's future to them. Why? Right. Because they know their responsibility is going to get taken care of along with this person who done this shit in the first place. And it's crazy. You can't be thinking like that, man. It don't make sense. You have to understand that there is a such thing as proactive selfishness, and there's a such thing as reactive selfishness. What we're trying to do is reactive selfishness thanks to their proactive selfishness. That's the way this is. We can't go back to the old deal of Coretta Scott Kings and like Felicia Rashad. Y'all are not viewed like that no more.
Right.
Y'all not. And
but they want all the credit for that.
Of course.
And the ones who come like that are wifed up in their friggin' early 20s.
Yes, like dude, listen, man.
Broads that never did their history or research.
They are wifed up 24, 25. They are, man, they got a kid, a whole husband, and a house.
But you would think these women that's scared of this whole sex trafficking shit would be the first ones to call out April Mason before men did, because
they're hedging their bets. They're hedging their bets. They're trying to bet on both horses, and they're trying to see, am I gonna ride the horse of the dude who got me pregnant, or am I gonna ride the horse of the dude stupid enough to take this dumbass fucking deal? Right. That's the two horses that they're betting on. Right. But they're trying to make it look like I'm presenting a respectable deal. You're not presenting a respectable deal. You're waiting for, shit that catfish eat at the bottom of the damn dirt. Like, that's what we got going here, man. It's like
we're bottom feeders. Right. Yeah, we're parasites.
Marriage on here on the panel. Who's for marriage? Because marriage is gonna be what's needs to get families going in the future, not the single mother.
I'm for marriage, but I'm not for marrying these motherfuckers.
Yeah, we're not marrying them. We're not marrying them. But in general, just the constitution of marriage. Who on the panel is for it? Because I know a lot of men in the black manosphere are against marriage staunchly.
Well, I'm
gonna tell you the truth about the.
Hold on a second. J.I. or J.L. I can't tell. But dude, you have to understand why dudes are against this deal.
Right.
They're against this deal because this is a bad fucking idea.
Right.
I understand.
This is a bad idea. Like, look, when you say marriage, you're thinking about the end goal for who?
Right.
The man is already okay without needing these motherfuckers, right?
I
So it's kind of like when you talk about marriage, you talk about the end goal in the current system that works out from the person who walks away first. The person who walks away first is the person that don't have the most shit. Men and women love on a very different level. So when you're talking about we're gonna reinstitute this shit with marriage, I'm like, dude, we can reinstitute this shit when it comes to having higher fucking standards before we even talk about marriage.
Right.
No, I agree with what you're saying. It's a bad deal for the man. I agree. That's why I asked.
There's nothing wrong with the manosphere, dude. Because if I was part of the manosphere, I'm here for men taking their fucking power and making the best possible choices of it. This is the reason why I started doing content. The reason why I started doing content because I've seen an overabundance of men promising other men's futures to these fucking women when they haven't done no fucking work.
Yeah, I'll ask you a question. Fantastic. I am for marriage. I was married before. Unfortunately, I didn't do everything I should have done correctly. I will be getting married again, hopefully sooner than later. I might not get married in this country. I might go abroad, but I'm pro-marriage because I am. One of the reasons I'm actually so pro-marriage is because I'm vastly against kids outside of wedlock. So
me too, man.
That's my standpoint.
That's the thing about the majority of the black dudes in the manosphere. Even though on the surface it's like we don't push marriage, we're actually pro-marriage, but we're actually so pro-marriage to the point that we understand that you're not getting a good deal. So that we're telling you now is not the time to be marrying and stuff like that. And if you do, you have to go about it a certain type of way. Majority of the dudes here, we're actually pro-marriage and relationship. It's just
we're not just pro getting fucked and accepting.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, we're reading the fine print. Like we're not just jumping into it blindly and stuff like that. It's not.
I'm against marriage for the same reasons that we're on the same page. So I was just wondering who on here. So only Andre Hatch is for it.
No. I'm the anti-marriage married guy. So my perspective, like,
how did you get to that point, Fantastic?
Again, man,
it happens.
Even in me being married, I'm happy in my marriage. I'm happy, but
it happens.
The fucking knowing that I'm in a guillotine like every day of my life.
Oh, I got it.
Tomorrow,
yeah, it happens. Yeah, like a lot of the new red pill guys, they're in relationships right now.
Yeah,
they're coming.
Running shit in their fucking relationship.
Yeah, they're coming.
They should have did like, dude. Most of these red pill sons of these blue pill fathers are running their shit a hell of a lot better than their dads did from the situations that put them on this earth. And that's exactly what we need to be doing, man. The reason why we're having this conversation is to make sure that we're giving out no excuses for you to be in fuck shit ass circumstances. You need to stop trying to be like these plus age motherfuckers who's out here telling you to game some chick up. You ain't gaming no chick out of some temporary sex, dude.
Right.
Dude, the only thing you're doing is striking a match in a gas-filled cave.
If she's a decent woman, if she's a decent woman, the game, air quotes, the game will be you being a quality man, her following your damn lead.
That's it.
Simple conversation. All these little tricks and bull. Man, I've been doing that shit since I was 17 years old.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of dudes, they just jump straight to the red pill because even women right now have fucked up the game to the point that why do I want to impress?
That's
right. That's a personal problem. Right. It's like, why do I want to impress somebody that's asking me to pay their bills on the first date? Like that don't even sound right.
But that goes back to equality. A woman isn't going to ask you to do that. Like a virtuous woman knows better. A woman with common sense knows better. A woman with a good mom, she'll know better not to pull that shit on the first day. Now, she might expect you to pay the majority of the household bills once you guys get married.
I agree with that, but like take a nice trip because she just went live right now. Take a nice trip over to She-Ra 7's page and go look at the type of women that are in there.
I don't need to go look at that, man.
Go take a nice stroll over there. She just went live. She said, "Help! My husband goes on trips with his boys." Like, get the fuck,
on the internet with this bullshit,
bro. Get the fuck out of his face. Like, okay, bitch, he pays you and all this other shit. Let him go on a golf trip with his boys. Let him go the fuck out.
Man, but you're talking about a hoe going through male hoe shit. The reason why you can't leave is because you ain't got no fucking value, independent of him, despite the shit you talk about. That's the fucking deal here. So, dude, this is what we saying. We saying you got the best deal there is right now today without fucking with these motherfuckers, right? But what we telling you is that don't be like a lot of people in the boomer generation and a lot of people in the Generation X generation, my generation. Don't turn around and trade this shit for some bullshit, man. Maybe you need to keep waiting. Maybe you do what Andre Hackett did. Go to another culture to where you have to pay in to get some quality shit out. Dude, listen, man, there ain't nothing wrong with putting your needs first. This culture is about putting your needs last.
Let me say this to y'all young fellas out here, bro. Just real quick, bro. Hey, and this may be a little controversial, but hey, man, pussy is necessary, but it's really overrated, bro.
Highly.
Right.
It's overrated, man.
Right.
And I know when you fucking like 18 to 25 and you know your hormones shit still going crazy and you're trying to find yourself, 90% of the shit you're doing in life is for you to attract pussy. You buying the car to get pussy, you fucking get, you know, your money and shit, you buying the fits, you getting your haircuts, everything you get pussy, bro. If you would take at least just half of that energy, bro, slow down halfway on fucking chasing the pussy and focusing on the pussy and focus somewhere else, bro. Because I'm telling you, once you hit, even like I say, and bro, like you get so many miles on your dick, you like, okay, yeah, bro, I'm telling you, man, you gotta fucking focus on other shit, and you will see it. And this is why I say I think the niggas in our 30s, bro, everybody in our 30s, that's why we kicking this game like that, because we know the fucking we had that perfect fucking, you know, the fucking body.
It's a good reflection point. It's a good reflection.
Man, and we got the voice to tell you, like, hey, man, don't be stupid, bro. You bro, I wasted at least like what I say 4 or 5 of my years.
Man, who keep doing the Metal Gear Solid alert tone, man?
That's DJ.
Yeah, man.
Like, dude, like every time I hear a bitch say something stupid, man, that shit just goes off of my head.
He got the motherfucking sound bites, man.
Yeah. Now he telling Mr. Fantastic telling y'all some real shit, bro. Hindsight is 2020, man.
You only learn this shit after time, man.
Yeah.
You only learn it after time, bro.
Hell yeah.
An early fantastic story earlier. I actually been through that fantastic. I dated a woman who had a kid. I was 25, now I'm 37. I treated her like she was my child. I didn't even use that term stepchild or that stuff. I went on school trips, all that stuff. Me and the mom broke up.
Hey, me and you the same boat, Andre.
Oh, we're same age? That's what's up.
You were younger, man.
You know,
I just turned 36. I just turned 36, bro.
Well, that's what's up. That's the same ballpark.
Yeah, I'm about to turn 31 next month. I'm gonna be 31.
Happy birthday, Ring. So I dated her. Me and her were just like way different, right? She was raised by a single mom. She was already single mom. We're just way different. Her and I broke up. She told me that I can't see the child anymore.
Andre, same thing with me.
Yep.
I cried for months. I couldn't believe. I was like, "Yo!"
It was like a child died, bro. It was like a child.
It was like a child died.
That's still
nobody gets you, right? And no one gets you. So you're supposed to be a little big tough man. I'm like, fam, I had a child who I raised as my child, who called me dad, who I can no longer see.
Yep, bro.
Right.
That shit hurt like hell. Hurt like hell. That's why I want to do it again.
And the crazy point moving forward, you got to learn how to love without attachments. Because once you feel that shit will put a big gaping hole in your heart.
Cooler, not just that, Cooler. They don't, and women don't realize how they fuck you over. And it's really it's a gift and a curse.
Right.
Because, you know, when you as a man and to put yourself in the place of a father of another person, of another man's child. I'll die for you. I'll kill for you. I'll die for you.
Child grow on you. Right. Right.
I take that, and before I even got my own kids, bro, and then because I won't fucking play to your tune, the first opportunity you get, and because, bro, and this is why this shit is like I said, it's a gift and a curse. The bitch let you know how fucking just low down, dirty, maniacal, and evil she is. She knows your attachment to that child. You know that this child has an attachment to you, but she, you know the only thing that can hurt you is her fucking taking that child away. That's the first thing she gonna do. And that's right there is your fucking liberation, bro.
And you know what's crazy? Adding on to that, you get a still tear because you know growing up in this society that child gonna be fucked up without you.
That's true, bro.
And you know she gonna bring fucked up shit around that child.
And Kuda, I gotta watch it. And like I said, bro, I done seen this kid, man, this young girl, bro, that was calling me daddy. I didn't tell her to call me daddy. Her mom didn't tell her to call me daddy.
It was natural. It was natural.
Right.
And now hates me treats me like a fucking stranger on the street, and has actually had situations where she raised her voice at me because her mom is just that toxic and turned me into the enemy. Because you know, I got siblings, I got twins with her mom or whatever, and her mom just hates me that much. So now I gotta watch this person I used to like pick up and carry like my own child. Expect me to my motherfucking face. Right. Like, it's just she just leading down the road, a horrible road to fucking failure, man. But it's nothing I can do. It's not my child. Mom, you know what I'm saying? And hey, it's what it is. All I can do is pray for you.
And it's like y'all strangers all over again. It's like, but I know you. Like it's like, damn, dog.
And black men need to know this because look, and I'm not telling people don't do it. I'm just saying be very aware of the pros and cons. I ain't doing it again. But these cons linger.
Right.
If you're a caring person, these cons don't go away. I'm like, man, I was a whole father.
Right. Well, but see, and that's what we didn't really get a chance to talk about on the last stream, because the thing is that, you know, that's another reason why you fellas shouldn't get yourself in that situation. And what Ramil was talking about was to prevent that. That's to prevent that, because once you got time in, boy, shit.
And I agree, and like I said, I agree with him, bro. Like you said, don't like
man,
Andre know, man.
Yeah, stop that shit before it starts. Yeah.
Once you and that's another game too, bro. It's peak game, bro. The woman uses and she knows if you're a good dude, man. A woman can sit.
They smell it out. They smell it out because they're
a nurturer. She can sit and provide. She can present that nigga with a good heart, bro. She knows it. If anything else, because she know what it ain't, because the last nigga was a fuck nigga. Yeah, so
exactly.
She put the kid in your face, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know, slowly let the kid around you and all this shit, and then see you get attached. She know the kids go bond because the child. What's the two people that tell you they can let you know if somebody's a fucked up person or a good person?
Child or
kids and animals, right? A kid is never going to fucking cling to you if you're that good guy, man. That father, and bro, they use it. They use that kid as a fucking Trojan horse to get you in there, bro, and lock you down in a relationship. Over 7 years, bro. Over 7 years. Oh wow. I'm the father's of somebody else's kid, bro. And the minute that bitch had a chance to motherfucking, you know, because I got married, I moved on, and I didn't want nothing else to fucking do with her. She snatched the kid, bro, and it was just like that, man. Andre, no, man, that shit's like a fucking, bro.
It's like a spike in your heart, man.
Like somebody died, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's a death, and it's worse when the person's still alive, and you gotta sit up there and watch.
I gotta see you.
Yeah.
It's a package deal. Well, so see, here's the thing about having our own biological kids. At least, even if, again, because divorces happen, I've been through one or going through one. At least I would have the package kills your damn soul. At least I would be able to see my child if they were mine biologically. At least, bare minimum. Yeah. All right, I can still do my best job. And look, I do not want to be a part-time father at all. But at least, worst case scenario, I can still have a legacy. I can still have my child. Yeah. But we got to tell men about the stuff because the moms won't tell them. Their moms won't tell them.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them feel guilty. Let's be honest.
The secrets, bro. They can't let the women will never put their kids, male or female, on games because you know why? It expose their bullshit, and a woman will die before she expose her dirty laundry.
Right.
A man can fucking man up and say, "Hey, look, I fucked up. This is what I did. Don't be like me." A woman will never do the same, bro. She'll never do it.
Right, because I was attached to this lady and her daughter, and till this day, right now, this lady's still on the internet. Like now, she's resorted to the prostitution and selling ass and shit. And I'm like, damn, her daughter gonna be fucked up. I'm like, her daughter gonna be fucked up. She was better off when I was around, and I gotta sit up there and I know her daughter gonna be around that shit. And all I can do is shake my head. And the fucked up part about it is that all of us niggas here on this panel are some very smart, intellectual, educated brothers, and we can go over to another woman and explain what the hell we know, and it's like they don't even take what we're saying serious. They don't even care about what the fuck we gotta say. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like we just popped up out of nowhere. It's like, oh, well, you're a guy, so you wouldn't know. Bitch, the shit that you're doing is at the expense of men. It's at the expense of men. We got greater stories to tell than you ever will, because you gonna pretend like you a victim. So what you finna talk about?
Who the real How old are you, DJ?
Think about a good deal.
How old are you, DJ?
I'm 30.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll be 31 next month.
Yeah, man. Like, here's the thing about a good deal. The thing about a good deal is everybody recognizes it.
Yeah.
Now, if it's just a good deal for you, only you recognize it. So what they don't understand is that, look, the people who you're trying to be restricted to are the people who you need to be staying away from, versus vice versa. You have to understand, man, look, you being in the position that you in right now with no kids and not having any experience with all this stuff that most older gentlemen are trying to get you tied up to, dude, they're trying to put the girls on, man. They ain't trying to put you on. If they would have put you on, they'd be proud to show off their entire family of what they got to put you on with. Because most men don't understand that, look, emotional based information requires no proof. No proof. It don't require proof, because emotional information goes off intentions.
It's vague too. It's very vague.
It's vague and it's not specific for a very simple reason. This is why none of these people go live. This is how come they can't go live. How can you go live if somebody asks you one question that's going to destroy your whole damn everything that you ever talked about? Because you ain't what you talk about. Because here's the deal. If all men were taught this in general, we would not be here in specific.
Right.
We just wouldn't. Right. And at the end of the day, man, I want every man to get as most as they could possibly get, but I don't want you screwing over nobody to get it. And I don't want you being screwed over either, trying to offer somebody a deal that you cannot live down. You have to understand, dude, you're not hustling a woman out of temporary sex. Yeah. She's temporarily hustling the future out of you, and you ain't the only iron in the fire. This is how you have to operate out here. This is the new reality out here. We're not saying this because we hate women. We're saying this because we love men.
Right.
Winning. And I don't want you out here all your damn life trying to go through scooping up one thing or another.
Mess after mess.
Right. Fellas, you gonna get pussy, man. Pussy always gonna be here. Okay, there's like I said, there's 2 more million more than of them than us. You know what I'm saying? What men have failed to explain to you guys is that we've been monetized. They've monetized us on all different sides of everything, and then they shame you into thinking you're a victim, and then you end up becoming a victim. It's a hostage situation. So that's why they so mad when we say we can date out, because we can. That number that number shortens again when you date out. So,
well, no, that's and then I'm gonna kick it. I think SKT trying to get. I'll kick it to him after this. Yeah, man. Yeah. Again, these black women, bro, they're delusional, bro. And again, they don't even want to believe the numbers and shit. When they came out with that what was it, Tinder or whatever, whoever did the poll, and it showed that they were the least replied to and picked woman by any other race.
Yeah,
them acting like they can just divest and thing, because again, bro, like they said last night, bro, they think they're us. The only thing keeping a black man back is his financial earnings. Outside of that, he's the second most sought after man on the planet. Right? When it comes to just clearly looks, sexual prowess, and all that other shit. A woman don't have a problem with a fucking black man. And like I said, bro, we the only motherfuckers on the planet almost that where we're raised not to whoop a bitch ass. All these other motherfuckers, like,
they whooping ass, hell yeah.
It's cultural, like, bitch, what you say, bitch? What
they beating ass, man.
Yeah, JL, let me kick you back. Let me get the going on here. What the fuck? Okay, and SKC, man, you been hanging back, man.
What's going on, y'all?
But historically, black men have treated their women the best. Like we've treated our women really good. Like the black women, they indulge in all kinds of freedoms that white women wish they could have, but they don't even carry themselves that way to like pull off half the stuff our sisters have pulled off. You know, they're not even willing to go that route. They're like, okay, damn, I want to be free, but damn, you know what I'm saying? Not like that.
Yeah, and you ain't respected for it either.
Right. And
you're not respected for it.
Right.
I'm gonna say this real quick, man. Cut that ass back to the fat meat. All right. I'm sitting up in here listening to this butter-laid ass panel. Brothers is kicking it. I'm in here working, getting live. And you think I'm sitting here worrying about some fucking hoes?
Right.
Some derelict ass hoes that are gonna sit down and cost you money and cost you time at
right.
the end of the day. Now, mind you, we're not talking about every black female here, because we know there are a few who are out here who are doing the right thing.
Right.
Now, we're not talking about them. So when any of them sisters out here listening, pat yourself on the back, dust your shoulders off.
Right.
But for the rest of them, I'm gonna dust your ass off like a junkie and keep you moving. Because at the end of the day, you're useless to me. Okay, you're fucking useless, and that's the whole thing. These brothers got to sit here and understand. If you're about your purpose, you're about your business. I'm doing my business. I'm not worrying about no female. All right, okay. And any man who's gonna sit here and tell you, "Oh, well, you know, your manhood is tied up in a pussy, bruh."
Okay, Nagone, could you expound on that real quick?
Go ahead. What you talking about now, fam? Go ahead. Expand on
that whole idea of a guy's manhood, his validating himself all upon some ass.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if you have a nuclear bomb drop, but we're gonna drop a nuclear bomb. See, there's certain societies and cultures out here. I grew up around a certain culture. I'm not gonna say, well, you know what it was, but they had a term called infamita. Infamita. All right.
You said infamita?
Infamita, yeah. Infamita.
Okay.
Okay. What that is a fucking sucker-laid ass Negro or a man, forget about it, running around, and he's always sucking at the titty. He's sucking at the pussy. He's sucking at the pussy. He's sucking at the pussy. That culture, they saw men who were doing this as unmanly. That's an unmanly thing.
Right.
Because a man is judging what he produces. Okay. What he builds, okay, how he sits back and carries himself, builds himself, and attracts other people around him by that.
Yeah,
that's how these men are defined as men, by manly deeds that move forward, that define him as a man. Manly deeds are not chasing behind a pussy, sucking behind a pussy and sucking on the titty. You are perceived as weak. It's a weakness.
That's a submissive.
It's weakness. And if you're gonna sit back and spend a lot of your time chasing behind women, think about the amount of time you're wasting. You're wasting behind doing that, resources and time, wasting behind a woman who, at the end of the day, she's predetermined, pre-designed to drop you at some point in time in favor of something else that she might see more favorably later on down the line. That's what she's pre-designed to do.
Polygamy.
Now, when we start talking about women in this culture who are ill-prepared for marriage, ill-prepared to even be a good girlfriend, let alone a wife, they're not trained properly. And then when you're looking at many of these BWs who just multiply that by a factor of 29, okay, you are looking at essentially one of the biggest wastes and one of the poorest investments that you can look at.
Right.
The best investment that you have is you. That is the best investment. And then when you build your investment, you build yourself, then not only are you more valuable for yourself, but then your value becomes greater in the overall community. And that's just not some fucking female. And that's the game you want to be playing. If any man is gonna sit down and base his masculinity on that of a bitch, he a sucker, he a pussy licker, he's a pussy beggar, and he is not a man.
Now you know Nagone, you talking against the culture, because on both ends, black women and black men, the first thing they gonna do if they see you not focusing on ass is, oh man, you ain't no pussy getting nigga.
You gay.
You don't get no ass.
Gay. You must be gay.
Look at my bank account. What properties do I own? What business do I have? That's the bottom line I'm talking about.
Right.
You sitting there, you talking about you manly as fuck, broke, running behind some sucker laid hoe.
See, the only thing that,
it's going to end up talking to you like a straight sucker.
And I didn't mean to cut you off, Nagone, but the only thing I wanted to add and to share with everybody is I've been thinking about what everybody's been saying over, man, really like the last year or so. And to me, it seems like what everybody that is on the whole thing of purpose, like Nagone was talking about, what you're really talking about is transcending messed up Black culture.
Let me explain to you. Let me explain.
You're actually transcending the culture, man.
Let me say this. You got to let most of this. I know I can't use this term. We got to be a little careful on YouTube with some of its new guidelines. You have to let some of this literally go to dust.
Yeah.
Some of this has to go to dust. All right.
And on top.
I'm going to finish up, family. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
You got to let a lot of this go to dust. You have to basically take those who can roll properly with you, roll, and that's what you build with. Many of these people can't roll with you. When I've gotten on YouTube and I'm looking at some of the stuff on YouTube, I found myself online and talking with people who I am not compatible with. I shouldn't. They're not a part of my life. They're not a part of any kind of dealings I deal with. They're not going to be around in what I'm going to have and what I'm dealing with. Any man who's talking about I judge my masculinity on that of a bitch is not a part of my team. He could never be. And if such words like that slip out of their mouth while they're with me, they're gone.
Right.
That's the game you got to play, and you got to move with people who are like-minded and focused. Now, mind you, like my old man used to say, it's lonely at the top. It's kind of lonely, bro.
Pack at the bottom.
You may not have a lot of people roll with you. Don't expect many to. And those who are sitting there telling you, oh, well, I couldn't remind this picture. Let them run. Let them get torn out. Let them run. Don't argue with them. There is no more debate. You've seen from this whole year, literally from the bald eagle straight to this fucking April, whatever this chick's name, and Mason or whatever the fuck. You see the L's coming down on a regular, consistent basis. You see the games they're playing. This is no longer. There's no debate here. There's no discussion here. You people have seen this.
What we have here is failure to communicate.
What is there to save? You're running behind derelict
salvage.
Hoes?
Yeah.
You're salvaging derelict hoes that are going to bring you down and what you're trying to play with.
My thing is if you're a guy and you're believing into like half this, because like the female nature has been on display for like the past 15, 20 years now. If you're a guy and you believe in
gentlemen,
the shit that they're talking about now.
Let me ask this question. Is there any debate?
No.
Gentlemen,
yeah.
Is there
ain't no debate?
No.
It really ain't.
Absolutely not.
Is there any debate?
No.
Okay.
At this point, it's all for comedy.
Okay.
Yes. Gentlemen. Content. Damn near.
Gentlemen, I'm out. Thank you. All
right, Nagone, man. All right, later, man. Hey, thanks for coming.
All right, y'all. Yeah, I'm about to bounce too. I gotta run to the work, so I gotta go to the money.
So I got a solution for all these people who want to offer spots on their team. Listen, man, they got a delicious sale on bunk beds, man. You can marry all these people in your crib. Listen, man. You put them all in your crib, and guess what? If you promise somebody's future, then man, bro, I suggest you step up to the mud-knucking table and buy yourself some bunk beds. You know, she can sleep up top of one of her kids. The rest of the kids can sleep at the bottom. I know you got it, right? You already promising all these people's futures, right? You are trying to endanger everybody else. So I'm just saying, man, look, this could be solved with some bunk beds, bro. Some bunk beds, you put them in your house. Maybe you could buy a whole bunch of like, used cars. And y'all could get that rocking, man, because at the end of the day, today we're going to be offering fresh circumstances for fresh people who did it right. That's the deal. That's how we're gonna rebuild this thing.
Mm-hmm.
All these people who's trying to gate crash with all their hands out. Listen, man, your kids is gonna be straight by the information in the podcast that we put out. You ain't gonna be. We're not here to restore you back to your former grace and order. That's for the dude who you got with in the first place. You knew exactly what you was doing when you was with him. I just treat everybody like they did it on purpose, because at the end of the day, if that's a second's worth of benefit from you, I'm gonna treat you like you did it on purpose. And
which they did.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, this is why y'all didn't want the conversation to complete to the end, because you knew at the end of the day, the dudes who actually did it right ain't messing with y'all. So you're not really trolling us with this get the bag thing.
Right.
The only thing you doing is trying to concern troll dudes into taking an even far worse deal than you offering. I mean,
which they got thousands upon thousands of women that they seen before them do the same exact thing.
Yeah,
to know not to do it.
And it's like, dude, listen, man. The bottom of the barrel is starting to get real full right now, man.
Of people saying the same thing. I'm a victim. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that.
I'm telling you right now, man. This is like when you leave grits on the stove beyond the point to where it's boiled, and you have to get the whole pot, and it's like you may have 10% of the grits that maybe you could work with, but like all that stuff you have to scrape at the bottom of the pot, man. Like, this is who we talking about, man. This
and then whatever's left of the grits, they try to out green you too.
Oh yeah.
that junk will become one hard mass that you just go right in the trash.
They're like 50 times over grits over there to you, man. Like
one feeble scoop.
What kind of shit is that?
One feeble scoop, that shit slide right in the trash, man.
Clean.
Clean.
Man, but that's where we at, man. Because at the end of the day, the dudes who did it right got to be able to have the strength enough to lead the people around who didn't do it right. Yes. That's how we're going to fix this. Remember, my grandfather told me in like the early 80s, look out there, son. You're going to be outnumbered by them dudes in about 40 years. He's 100% right. We're 40 years, and we've been outnumbered by the people who we gave access to sex to without productivity, and women had access to dick without earning it. And look at what they did with the shit. Look at what they did with the power. They turned around and they turned around and they messed up this whole entire society. We have a whole bunch of worthless ass fucking dudes out here thinking they run the show because they get online talking about what kind of bitch they can get.
Right.
And then I ask a common sense opinion, a bitch to do what?
Right. Right.
Like, dude,
you getting them, you're not even putting them to work or nothing. You don't.
No, right. and it's like, dude, perhaps you're being picked because you easy.
Right.
Like,
don't say that.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm like, dude, you got picked because you helping her with her power.
Right.
You're helping her maintain her power.
Right.
I've never seen one of these so-called chose dudes. Why the fuck you still on the market, man? Like, why are you still out here?
Right.
I mean, if you were chosen by quality, how are you still out here? Show me the woman who is a doctor or a lawyer or a surgeon who picked your broke ass with your game, who put you in a better position where she's not lording over you with all the power of a damn Thor hammer. Show me that woman who turned all her works over to you. Show me that. They can't. These dudes are losing, and they're trying to get you to take over their damn circumstance. I'm telling you right now, man, don't fall for this stuff, man.
Right.
Benjamin D'Souza, thank for the $9.99 super chat. Great stream emoji. Like, dude, like, this is what they never thought. Productive men who got their stuff together coming back to let these people know that you ain't about to come back in this joint, running nothing. Dude, listen. You keep telling us what your power source is. Derelict women. If we leave them alone, you ain't got no power. If nobody chases what dude, listen, man. If nobody chases what you see as powerful, that shit no longer has power over anybody.
Man, they ain't gonna never. I see what you're saying, MOT, but you know these dudes ain't gonna never stop thirsting after them hoes.
I mean, man, These
they
dudes
can
out
have
here,
them.
They allow the appearance to be the interference. So you know
they can, man. Like these dudes are out here, you know what I'm saying, doing the King Kong shit, like Meta World Peace, looking to elbow a dude in the mouth of one of these girls, man. That shit ain't happening, dog. It ain't happening anymore. If you end up with one of these gate crashers, you know what I'm saying, one of these Walmart motherfuckers who broke his shit, but they're first one in line trying to get a Black Friday deal, like one of them motherfuckers. That's why they're in the store ready to swing on the motherfucker for no reason, because they broke his shit. Like, dude, don't end up with one of these motherfuckers, man. It is your responsibility to end this shit. You are the person who's gonna put this shit to an end. You are not to be out here promising nobody any future under any circumstance, because no one has done that for you. And there is nothing wrong with leaving these people the fuck alone.
Right. I do have a question for you, MOT.
Go ahead, man.
Just a problem that I'm imagining things, but I just see a problem that may be coming on the horizon, man. Even amongst the thinking, productive bros out in America and so forth. And even if they've gotten with, some, quote unquote, good Black women and all that other stuff. One problem that I see is that even amongst them, there are groups that still want to try to save and hang on to this jacked up culture.
They can, man. Like, here's what you do. We used to do this in the military. We used to have the actual escape route and the planned escape route. What happened? Who left? Oh, okay, dude with the red chair. All right. So here's what we used to do. The people who wanted to save the world, they actually came back for the next trip. The thing is, they didn't know that there was going to be no next trip. You just let them do that, man. And
so here's the thing as well, right, brother? There's a good percentage of our people, not most, but a fair number, who are just addicted to messiness.
Yes.
It's captivating. It's fascinating. I got to fix everything. I got to save everything. Man, listen, I'm at peace with helping whoever I can help. If you don't want to come along, I'm at peace with you not coming along. I will find somebody else to help. We feel we have to help the people who are at the bottom of the barrel all too often. Yep. And they're the hardest people to help. I've tried to literally give people shit. And the people who wouldn't take it or give me the most resistance were the people who were at the bottom of the barrel, per se. Right? You got to be okay with segregation, self-segregation. It's okay.
Andre, one of the people that pissed me off the most, or the type of individuals that pissed me off the most within Black society, or Black people that have kind of made it a little bit, but they feed back to the ones that haven't, this dream of, oh man, I just keep it real, and you ain't got to change nothing about yourself, stay authentic and all this. It's like,
that's the worst. That's the worst.
If you did not make it doing that jump,
you got to change. Yo, anyone
life
giving you credit
changing.
Anyone who's giving you credit for not changing is not your friend. Your best friends will be the people you meet outside of your comfort zone. I moved out of New York because I was there my whole life. I had to leave my hometown. I was too comfortable. I had people talking about high school. Fam, we're 30. Like all this old shit. So I had to leave my hometown to get new energy. The best thing you can do is to meet new people.
I never understand that. I put it like in to you, Mr. Fantastic. I put it like in sports, like basketball. Okay. Yeah. Dudes at the beginning of their career, they jumping out the gym. Yep. By the end of their career, they need to understand how to play the game fundamentally and use their head knowledge and their body better.
You gotta have a skill set that would be just your raw talent and raw ability.
And then after that, they need to be preparing for life after the game.
Yep.
A whole new sphere of life and everything. Things are gonna change. We can just look at the way our bodies are made as we grow older. Things change. So you should not be in the same mindset that you was when you was in high school. That's retarded. And it's like,
Most
I don't understand what's this junk about. How is keeping it real, keeping it of the mindset of a teenager?
Most
yeah, it's
successful
real
people,
for who though? I mean, it's real for who though?
Most successful people are adjustable, right? Most people who you see are successful, they are adjustable. People who have a fixed mindset state, they're usually the least successful people.
Well, yeah, and another thing too, man. I mean, like we said, since we're talking about, you know, the lowest of the level of the you know, the least common denominator. Unfortunately, man, a lot of black folks never leave the 12th grade, bro. And they end up in this infinite 13th grade mentality of, well, like, hey, I'm cooler than you, I'm finer than you, you know,
Facts.
and it's like, bro, like Andre, that's my number one thing to let me know of like where a person's mindset is. It's like when, bro, we're 30 plus, and your first thing to me is, oh, I remember you back in school, bro. I'm grown,
Oh my God.
man. I got a family. That lets me know, bro. For one, you're ashamed of yourself. You feel like a failure because you have to go back to the only way you can refer to me is where you feel like you had the leg up on me way back when we were children. And I was a victim of circumstance as a child, bro. Only thing I got is what my mama got or whoever the fuck that I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm a victim of that. But now that I'm a man of myself and I'm self-made and I'm doing fucking better than you, oh, so now you got to revert back to where, nigga, I remember you was in high school. And, all right, man.
Nah, catch up, fam. I'll give you the same books that I read. I will give you the same podcast I listened to. I'll give it to you. Like here's how I elevated. Most people will not do it. They will not do the work to elevate. We are addicted to saving people. Now, I'm with saving people. I'm with it. I am not with pulling your teeth in order to fucking help you. I ain't doing that shit.
Nope.
Yeah, but sometimes to save people, you gotta let them fall, bro. Sometimes to save them, you gotta let them fall.
Facts. Yeah, man. Hey, man, sometimes, man, you just gotta let them hit that creek, man. Let that creek.
I'm trying to tell y'all.
But
look, we can't rewarding women for bad behavior. We just won't work. You know, this whole stepfather, like I respect Mr. Fantastic. You know, he's married, but he can be honest. You know what I'm saying? He's been through some struggles with having children that it's just the facts. You know, we're not saying that, you know, we're not speaking in ideals, we're speaking in reality. It's just facts that it's just very detrimental for productivity, for, you know, a man to stay focused and actually do the things that men need to do the correct way, dealing with these females who just who are insane. This is insanity. We're negotiating with terrorists, and it's just not gonna work. I'm just saying, man.
Negotiating with terrorists by convincing them to take off their suicide vest, and we want to size ourselves up for one. Like that's the type of negotiation that we're doing out here, and it's like most of this relationship nonsense is about bowing down to the current market. It's not about elevating yourself beyond the current market and doing what you need to do and leaving all this stuff alone. Because here's the deal, man. Right. Once you focus on yourself, time slows down for you. It speeds up for everybody else. Dude, like, hey, man, in like the 7 or 8 years that I went to school, a whole shit of Seinfeld went through. Never seen one episode. Everybody was talking about that shit. Like, dude, I didn't even know, and I still have no intentions on catching up with, unless it's a good animated series by DC or Marvel, any TV program that was made in the time that I actually went to school with. I have no intention because in that time, I want to be sure that I was focused on me, and it worked. And like, dude, most of these people went through 2 or 3 cars and getting in contact with people. They got 6 or 7 kids and 2 abortions and all types of crazy shit. I'm like, damn, I just been focused on myself, and then look at all this life these motherfuckers have been through. And then, man, you look at them, they look like, you know what I'm saying, that like you know, that they've been hit up. Like 20 years that went by, father went by for you, they done lived 20 years worth of life. Now they're ready for any single person who would actually want to do something. But here's the thing, they still ain't learned their lesson yet, because if you give them the end of the story without them actually respecting the path, they still won't respect the shit. They still won't. This is why
you gotta remember,
be the best. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, we gotta remember, man. These females know that when they ran through, they have no value. They know that. They laughing at dudes who want to chase after them after they, you know, let the whole community run through them. They laughing at them dudes. Listen to women talk. They like this dude doing this dude doing it. They are playing us, man. They know they have no value. That's why they have to lie. That's why they deflect. That's why they celebrate foolishness. They're
Yes.
exposing themselves. This is a desperate cry. It's not even a cry. This is a desperate like attempt to shame men into carrying them for being irresponsible with everything they have. Like women are not designed to be responsible. They're just not. It's our job to be responsible.
On just the backdoor what you said, how many times have you all heard a panel and there's a woman on the panel, or even one of these maggle dudes on the panel, and pure logic has been dispensed to them, and they follow up with the phrase, well, I just feel.
Yep. I heard it. I heard, man, every time. You're absolutely right, bro.
Feel.
Mm-hmm. Like, and a lot of weak-minded men, they reiterated a lot of these men, they sound like women, and you could tell, who gave them their frame of mind, because they sound like women. They literally the same freaking talking points. I got it, Jeff, but I'm gonna leave this final point. It was good combo, by the way. I appreciate being on it, on with everybody. If you are a man, especially younger, but older as well, and you deem yourself as high quality, or you want to be high quality, you will attract the best quality woman the more work you do on yourself. They will literally throw themselves at you, right? If you aren't attracting those kind of women now, look at what you need to do to improve yourself, your looks, your business, your conversation, and they will come. All you got to do is work on yourself. Everything else, as far as the woman go, it would be like a whirlwind at you. Right. So, and have your standards, brothers. Every brother needs a friggin' standard. Now, it might not be mine, and I'm not here to knock yours, but have a friggin' list. Have a friggin' list that they got to meet. All right? Have a list that they got to meet. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Hey, Andre, before you, Andre, could you drop your email in the private chat, man? We got to trade some podcasts.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. I'm doing it right now, good brother.
All right. Thanks for
coming
on, Andre, man. Thanks so much, man.
Thanks for having me on with you.
All right.
Appreciate it. All right, guys. Peace.
Yeah,
all right, peace. Yeah, man. It's terrible out here, bro. Terrible.
Yeah, but the only thing is, with it being terrible, is being honest about how terrible it is. And stop trying to dress up things in a situation that it isn't. And like, you have to understand that the tactics of how these people are going to be able to come at you. The first thing is they're going to try to do is they're going to try to shame your caloric intake of, bad body women, and try to base you on that, because that's what they base themselves on. Like when people try to come out with all these type of list of standards, all you had to do is just what a black woman would say who ain't got no value, and that's the immediate things that come to their mind. This is how come they act over the top masculine, because they don't exude masculinity. They exude femininity by not letting you talk, not being able to make no damn sense, and keep pointing to things that don't have value as the actual value that they have. You have to understand, man, that you have the life that they want, but they keep treating you like you ain't got the life that they want. You have to know that you got value before you let people just walk in and try to take this stuff. Because remember, they're not going to start messing around with the same people, right? So if they're not going to start messing around with the same people, and you are new to the market, well, maybe you need to take your new goods to a new marketplace, or wait till the market settle down and go somewhere else. Sometimes, man, you got to not take the damn shot, man.
I'm telling you.
That's
and this shaming language about, look, I like black, attractive wise, I love a black woman, but I'm not going to fault myself or another man for choosing another woman from another race if that woman comes at him at his standards. And see, that's where black women are retarded, because, ain't no man going to just settle for a woman just because she's black, while the majority of black women are destroying, the headship of a man. They're using the legal system as leverage, and, they're criminalizing basically being a black man. We're not going to settle for that. I say, man, travel, do what you got to do, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to them because because women are lazy. Majority of women, if not all of them, are lazy. So women are gonna do what they can get away with, and if they, the men who allow them to do that and shame them, that's a shame on you because they're keeping you to deal with their mess while they continue to do everything they want to do and try to make the dudes pay for it.
You
Like,
know what I heard today, Hulk? Out of out of 3 black women, I was actually coming from an assignment, and so I'm walking back, and I stop at this small cafe. It's a little place here in Houston called Phoenician Market, and there was some black ladies sitting there, and they are asking me about some of the work that I had carried with me. And one of them saw my ring and said, "Oh, you're married?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Blah blah blah," and went into the conversation. They found out my wife wasn't black and so forth. And then one of them asked me. She said, "So why didn't you wait on trying to find a black woman?"
what?
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
So she's assuming that there was no. Oh my God! So she basically assumed that your life is about waiting. See, that's them trying to keep this women worship going.
Right.
Women.
So I asked them that exact question. I said, "So let me get this right." I'm smiling the whole time. I'm like, you actually believe that black men should force themselves to wait to find a quality black woman if they want to, have a relationship or family or so forth. And she said, well, that's what black women are doing for you all.
Lord.
What? That's a lie.
Oh Lord.
That's a lie.
Please tell me
Come on, King. Come on.
Please tell me you broke our heart with the stats.
Bro, I had to pull the stats out, man.
Well, you ain't get no assault. You ain't get assaulted, did you?
No.
You can't tell black.
Look.
The market, Phoenician Market's a nice little spot. So they didn't get loud and all this other stuff. But I saw one, which was the darkest one. Kind of visibly heated and talking about, see, that's what I'm talking about with you. She called me a fake ass nigga and all that other junk. I was like, wow. Just a little while ago, I'm coming from an architectural place doing work, and you asked me about it. Now I'm a fake nigga.
Hey, look, this is the black version's woman of waiting. The black version version of waiting is having an orgy with the hood dudes while waiting on the white man. So,
bro, but that's what I'm telling y'all, man. Again, listen though, it just goes into it, bro. Like, bro, and they think we're crazy. They think you guys are radicals, you guys are extreme, you guys are women haters. No, man. All you got to do is sit down with y'all and have a conversation. You prove us right 1,000% of the time. We know y'all. Shout out to David Carroll. We don't fucking hate you. We know you. We grew up with y'all, man. No matter what. This what y'all don't understand. Every black man has at the minimum 18 years of experience around fucking one black woman. Whether it's his mama, his grandma, his sister, somebody at some point in time, or your schoolmates, whatever. At some point in time, you're a black kid growing up in the fucking black neighborhood. You have 18 years of black female fucking experience, man. We done seen this shit. We mapped y'all out. We know y'all the best, better than anybody else. And despite that, though, we still choose y'all unlike anybody else. But y'all hoes don't want to give us fucking credit.
Not true, fantastic.
Hold on, real quick. Then I'll keep you time. So, King Cool, I noticed that you. So they saw that you were married, brother. Out of those 3 women, I wonder how many of them were married. How many of them had on wedding rings?
No rings. That's the first thing I looked at.
0-3. Get them out of here.
That's the first thing I looked at, man. No rings or whatever, because I guess the one that was kind of lead off, because I did have like. A man of tomorrow, like if you carrying architectural plans, the huge cylinder that you carry. So I had that, and I was looking at it, and the first one came up and was like, hey, what do you do? Or are you? And I said, no, I'm not an architect. I just write for a company. They want me to look at some of their plans so that I can set up a few things for their website and so forth. So we got into a cool conversation, right? And then a friend showed up, and then that's where everything popped off. But I'm just like, man, it's like I know that there's people on the panel, y'all black women. I'm not trying to down them like that, but man, thirsty as hell, man.
Bro, they was choosing.
Like,
Nigga, say they was choosing. Nigga, they was choosing. Say it. They was fucking choosing, Supreme. You know, and another thing too, you know, don't nobody black bitches care the least about a wedding ring, nigga. The main bitches that give the least fucks about a fucking marriage is a fucking black woman.
Man, unfortunately, that is true, man. At least in my experience, I found that to be accurate, you know. But
that shows that you're an upstanding man. Why shouldn't she have you? Why shouldn't she steal you away from your woman?
They don't compete though, so they just, you know, they want you to choose them for adding no value to your life because they refuse to compete.
Well, I remember one question that the middle chick she asked. She was like, "Well, you know, what attracted you to your wife if that's not too personal or so forth?" And I was like, "Well, you know, she had a lot going on for herself. She speaks multiple languages. She really laid back. She's into various cultures. Very open-minded. Learned, traveled. I mean, I could go on." And she was like, "Oh."
That went over their head, man. That went over their head.
And I was like, what does that mean? She was like, "Oh, nothing. But you know how they go, man." So.
Yeah, man. They expected you to say she got a big butt and a weave or something.
And the weird thing, man, is like I'm no Mr. Fantastic. I'm not a BABG. You know, man. I'm what 5'9", a $185. I ain't got it going on like that. You know, I keep myself clean and stuff, but I ain't no Denzel or nothing like that. But I mean, it's like this is not the first time stuff like that has happened, and it always seems like it only happens when I'm alone, got my ring on, chilling, doing work, doing my thing.
They would have
every
camp with somebody else, man. That's what that is.
Every man is valuable to himself, bro. So don't let a woman define your value.
Yeah, and a lot of these dudes are proud of that shit, man. And every single time you hear these hoe ass motherfuckers just get on panels and just hulk out over the simple fact that they got chose by a bitch, knowing she fat, knowing she ain't got no motherfucking value, none at all on the fucking planet Earth. But this crazy ass motherfucker always think that he got some fucking value because a bitch told him so. Until
Must be talking about T-Wash.
The thing I don't understand is that all of these chicks, I think they were like in their like late 20s, early 30s, maybe at the most. Like I think the oldest one had to be maybe no more than 32. But I'm just wondering, like they look like some nice women. Why are you single? Why in the hell are you single?
You know why?
I mean, look how long
they damaged goods.
I mean, man, like, look how long it took for them to get on your fucking nerves and jump off a bridge, and you wasn't even around in 5 minutes.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. MOT. Again, man, it be the finest of the. She fine.
Yeah.
Bitch, if you fine, you in shape, you got your job. You ain't got to even be like, you know, some 6-figure female, no shit like this. You ain't got no kids, and you make it at 30. Bitch, you're crazy. I don't want to hear shit else you got to say. You're crazy. If you're fucking a 7 or better, and you're single at 30. Bitch, you are crazy because there's
no amount of physical beauty can override being ran through.
Bro, again, bro, it's crazy. Again, as attractive as you are, and as thirsty as niggas are, and as quick as niggas is to get on a bitch, I know for a fact. But if you're this attractive and you're still left out here at 30, bitch, there's a red flag on you somewhere that a nigga cannot stand, and there's no need for me to go ahead and try to fix the unfixable. So just move along.
Okay. Can I ask one question?
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Now, do we agree that most times guys take on the stepdaddy role? It's usually because they're trying to get access to the pussy.
Of course.
Okay. With that being said, okay, if we have guys that are not, they have no kids, they did the right thing, being productive. Okay, what are we going to do to prevent them from dealing with these single mothers? Because from what I've seen a lot of, and this is from personal experience with my own brother, not that he was successful, but I'm just saying, he most of the relationships that he would get in is usually with a single mother. And so, well, my question is, are we going to have a system to where we can get these guys to meet women that don't have kids, that are feminine, so they don't even look at the single mother as a viable option at all, sexually or otherwise? Because I feel that the more time you spend with a single mother, even if you just fucking, the more time you spend with her, the easier it's going to be till you get caught up.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why most of you dudes falling for these single mothers, bro. Is because they falling for that trick that she's more mature, and that she's not moving around because she can't. You know what I'm saying? So it looked like she's sitting her ass down and take care of her kids and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy to put that whole mature spin on the single mother. You know what I'm saying?
And the single mother puts out this fake femininity, bro. They desperate. They need help. They want to clean up, man.
Yeah.
So they're gonna come at you with that false femininity, that deception. They're gonna rub your hair. They're gonna tell you all these lies, and to get you in there, and then they're gonna show you who they really are and why they a single mother.
And keep it a buck, bro. Whenever they going back to their moms who were single mothers, and they mom not telling them, you know what I'm saying, because they have egg on their face.
But aren't the women that do that, aren't they pretty much just following the pattern that their mother set for them?
Exactly.
I mean, using all the
minimum effort to get the maximum return on investment, man. Like,
there's no shame in it.
And it's like they're not giving their all to one guy. They're giving a piece of it to all these dudes, and they're trying to get it. It's kind of like how you fill out a lottery ticket and you fill out just one square when you know there's 7 more. Like, they fill out one square and turn that shit in and expect to win the fucking lottery with that shit, man. Like, this is where these motherfuckers are at right now. I'm telling dudes right now, women don't learn how to be feminine on the fucking fly. That is opportunism at its best. And every time you see one of these people out here who's pushing this fucking bullshit narrative, they're always a motherfucker who don't look anywhere towards the fucking part. They don't exhibit the shit they're supposed to exhibit. And they come out with taglines that are inconsistent with the results that the man and the woman want. You gotta stop falling for this shit. Because at the end of the day, you're end up fucking your life up in a way that's unrepairable for the least amount of time that you put into this shit. Dude, you put a lot into making sure it doesn't matter whether you had the experience or you didn't have the experience. You don't let some dumbass motherfucker come by and try to shame you into having experience with uncultured bitches to the point to where this is how you look at women. Fuck that. You need to understand that you got value outside of this particular situation. And you need to make sure that you're not out on the market all day and all day long. Trust me, you went to school with people who's with the same fucking quality motherfucker that they met earlier in life. Just because these motherfuckers are not here, you don't force it to be here by forcing yourself in a situation that you don't fucking need to be in on the behest of making sure this motherfucker retires. Fuck that. That doesn't make any damn sense.
This go back to what I've been saying, bro. And I still haven't got an answer, dog. What else is there for a woman to be except feminine?
Nothing.
A bulldog.
You know what I'm saying? So
ask that question again. I didn't hear it.
What else is there for a woman to be besides feminine?
Yeah, man. Like, here's the deal, man.
Well, for a man, a responsible man, nothing.
You know how they sell like the worst Halloween costumes at like Walmart and shit? This is the type of femininity these motherfuckers are putting on, man. Trying to get fucking dudes, man. It's like the weirdest shit ever. And most of these dudes would mortgage their whole soul for a piece of pussy. That's the fucking problem here. Because
look, exactly. That's what I've seen.
These women think putting a long wig on is more feminine than adding value and being submissive to a man. They actually think putting on looking like a clown with a long wig on is femininity. This is insanity.
That's my thing, though, bro. If they made it to if they made it to 30, 35 without being feminine, what else were they?
That's a good question.
I don't know, man.
We don't know what to call them.
No, and the other part is, man, is that you got these other dudes that like to take them who are like making sure that these motherfuckers are gonna have a place to stay. I just say, man, look, they gotta sell on them fucking bunk beds, dog. You can call this shit tomorrow. You don't need us.
No, man, tomorrow that's a female.
I know. Shit, I'm telling you, man. That fucking living room can have 8 set of bunk beds in that bitch. No problem. No problem.
Okay.
Your bathroom gonna be tied up for like the next 15,000 years. But look, man, you can take all this shit off the market all at the same time, dude. And at the end of the day, man, there is nowhere on my vision board that says take these motherfuckers back, regardless of fucking condition, man. Like, nah. It's like, dude, listen, man. You're in this thing to create the household that you want to have. You're not here to reconcile everybody else's broken household on your watch, man. And it's like they act like they're so. This is it for them. If you don't fix it, then nobody ain't good. You know, this shit ain't got nothing to do with that. Like it's like these dudes get out here and they lie to these women. I get it. But when they believe this shit and try to turn this shit around on us, I'm like, you know, the motherfuckers just lying for you for money, right? Like, nah, man, like that ain't the way this shit works in the real world. And it's like you get these proto-masculine frauds who come out here who actively don't understand that they are trying to get dudes in a situation that is not equitable for them. A single mother situation is not equitable for a man, no matter what the circumstance is. I don't give a fuck if it's Scarlett Johansson. Still a fucking single mother. Guess what? She probably don't work. That's an asset. But if this motherfucker got to still do with the actual things of life, then it's not a fucking asset. Hands down. That's just the way the shit is. But a lot of people don't want to respect equity until they're not in an equitable situation. And then they require all this hope and shit, man. It's just stupid as fuck.
Yeah, bro. These women out here, bro, they actually talk among themselves like, have your fun, you know, have a baby by that bum, and then when you get older, basically to us, when they hit the wall, you know, get that responsible man who's been responsible his whole life and productive. Get that man. That's the they actually think that's a strategy, bro. They actually think that having fun, wasting the best years of their life with the worst type of dudes. And then when you get grown, all of a sudden you become a social justice warrior, and now you demand that productive man who is building his life up to come back and save the community that single mothers raise. That's the community is their result. That's why when people that's
a social justice warrior.
Look, man, that's what they do post war, bro.
Hey, that I
Man,
feel like we still wait. Hey, MOT, we still letting these old niggas off the hook, man.
I'm not letting them off the hook.
Hey, because baby's kids, like I keep saying, man, and all the rest of that shit, dog. That shit was funny to them, dog. All that stepdad shit was funny, bro. They were laughing at that shit. I'm a product of that whole fucking shit, bro. Like, it is what it is, bro. Like,
bro, the value of father has been diminished. Then a stepfather, you know, we don't even appreciate real fathers. So, you know, or the women, they don't appreciate real fathers. The man they actually laid down and had a baby with, they don't care about that Negro. So how could they care about a stepfather? But besides being a fool, how could
especially when you have women out here saying celebrating Father's Day? That should right. Really tell you.
I mean, man, like majorly encroaching on shit that ain't got nothing to do with them. It's like, dude, at the end of the day, this is where we're at, man. We're at the simple point to where we have to make the best possible choice that we can. And most of these dudes who want to be on the market, going through several thousand of these motherfuckers to their heart's content, you let them dudes do that shit. At the end of the day, man, you need to be stacking your fucking money and moving the fuck out of these big ass areas in the rural America and enjoying your motherfucking self. Because at the end,
MOT,
yeah, go ahead.
MOT, you said it right there. Make the best possible choices for yourself. See, the problem is that does not include the average black woman. It just doesn't.
Oh, could you repeat that, Hulk?
It just doesn't include making the best possible choice for yourself as a productive, responsible man will never include the majority of the average black women. They know that. Because look, if a woman's been ran through
themselves in here. Yeah.
If a woman's been ran through and she got baggage from being ran through, they know that's not anything valuable. They know that. They're reminded every day they see a whole bunch of kids with a whole bunch of different fathers. They look at themselves like, why would a man who has his head on together, who's been responsible, who is productive, want me? They know that. These women should be crawling back, begging to be servants and cleaning productive men's houses instead of trying to see themselves as wives.
But Hulk, as one of the chicks told me today, Hulk, that ain't nothing like a black woman. You ain't gonna be able to find nothing like a black woman. You didn't mess
Ain't nothing gonna give you a headache like one.
I agree with her. There is nothing like a black woman. That's why
it's gonna show your lifespan like a black woman.
But here's the thing, man.
Y'all niggas, man. I commend y'all, bro. Because me, I could never see myself limiting myself to just black women, dog.
But here's the other thing, man. Like, what these people don't get and understand is that they don't want us talking because we're talking shit about truth, logic, and facts. We're not lying about shit like they lie, dude.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. It's just that when you've been immune to factual information for such a long ass goddamn time, man. Like, dude, like they have been living this lie for a while now. Like they're trying to put on femininity like the part-time Super Mario star from like Super Mario 3, man. You know that shit gonna run out. You know that shit.
Hey, look.
Cool to hear to play
the truth hurts when you're on the wrong side of it, bro. The truth hurts when you're on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, they thought that, well, guess what? They ain't gonna get none. And then, like, what happens when they don't want none? Like, you ever fucking thought of that shit? Like, they don't get it. And it's like, look, it's very obvious to women who actually haven't been doing that shit above 30. Like I said, there ain't no reason. And you know these motherfuckers got 250 niggas in the phone who they ain't fucking. Cash apps and good morning beautiful text and 400 messages from motherfucking dating apps, and they still out here trying to act like they feminine and that they still on the fucking market. Like, that's the shit that I don't get. The obvious fucking bullshit of trying to sit out here and act like your ass has changed when your ass is doing all the same dumb, goofy ass shit that you've been doing before. It's like,
right.
Here's the deal. It's not hard. You already got access to most men. Most women want your rights. They starting to act like you because you ain't doing nothing with all the fucking options you got. So now other women want access to the options you got and doing better shit with it.
Man, with a single mother, the kids are only a fraction of the negative consequences. You got debt. Oh, you got even if she is productive, you got a woman that you will never see, and she probably is banging somebody at work. I mean, it's a lot of issues that come other than the children. Now, again, a man raising another man's seed is kind of weird. Now, if you do it and you want to take that L, fine. Like I said, man, I think that we have to
sit in the corner, man. Like, dude, there's only been one person who fucking fell out the sky from 30,000 feet who survived. One fucking person. One person. But they try to make this fanciful shit look like it's some shit you should be doing. I'm like, man, look, at the end of the day, this was not an equitable circumstance, especially when you have the comparable mind to compare the shit to other cultures in the same fucking country that you claim that this fucking female nature shit has. There is no female nature in every fucking culture. There's no female nature in fucking Latin fucking culture, not first generation. There ain't no female nature in fucking Amish culture. Them motherfuckers work like a motherfucker on the behalf of their family, man. My grandfather said, man, look, if she's not going to work on behalf from, she shall not benefit from. Fuck that shit. She wasn't there before building that shit. Like, dude, we gotta get rid of the grab and go nigga system, man. The grab and go nigga system has ended more black men's productivity than a little bit. Soon as you get productive, you got this motherfucker who all of a sudden notices you. It is fucking stupid. And you got all these motherfuckers on the internet trying to make this shit cool. The reason why? Because they know you're gonna be taking care of their motherfucking kids, man. Don't be fucking stupid.
So
you think men
Man,
shit on
that
behalf of
stepdaddy
women
shit,
for
bro.
no fucking reason?
so
This
MO so
step this
MOT
stepdaddy
that
shit gotta go, fam.
that's a lot of the reason why I think like I really respect a lot of the other bros that say, like from the SYSBM clan, they'll say, yo, or the passport bros, they'll say, do your thing, don't look back, so forth. My thing is like, I like firebombing the community, man. I like it. Because to me, the junk needs to burn down.
Okay,
It
well
really does.
here's the problem.
Shit.
Here's the problem with it. Now, and here's the reason why you're 100% right. When you leave the community, they don't want you giving the answers to the fucking score key to all the motherfuckers who haven't left yet. They're like, hey, you left the fucking field because see, here's how you could have always fixed this shit. One, leave the fucking women alone who they point to as value. Two, talk mad shit about them in their current fucking circumstances. See, we never did both of those things at the same time. This is why information that comes from the people who actually ain't there anymore and still holding them to account hurts the most to them. Because they can't say shit to you if you're doing good. And if you point to them while they're doing bad while you're doing good, they feel a sense of shame. Now, once you let them feel a sense of shame for their certain circumstances, they look for this motherfucking grenade jumping simp to jump out of fucking nowhere and try to protect this woman's level of irresponsibility and dress that shit up as a level of masculinity that you need to cross. But see,
grenade they threw.
Because see, here's the thing. You already got your verified level of masculinity with a woman who already know how to act right. They don't want you spreading that fucking truthful propaganda to other motherfuckers who think that they got to do all this shit for basically a coke and a fucking smile from a woman. Dude, that's motherfucking like acid rain to these bitches, man. You can't fucking stand that shit.
Hey, look, and we cannot forget the fact that there are a lot of men raising other kids, other man's children unknowingly. Man, these women are so scandalous that you can't even. You have to get DNA tests. They should make DNA tests standard at birth, bro. That's how reckless and wild these women are.
Dude, listen, man. I went to Quest Diagnostic Labs. I had to do like my third quarter piss test and shit for my company. I read the fucking brochure in there. They say 15% of people who came to Quest Diagnostics who got a fucking DNA test. 15% of the motherfuckers who got the DNA test knew that the kid wasn't theirs, man. We're talking about Quest fucking Diagnostics. 15% of people who fucking DNA tested their fucking kids, 15% of them kids ain't theirs. This is one corporation.
But MOT, how many of them dudes stayed with the bitch though?
Dude, most of them stay with her.
See what I'm saying?
That's crazy, bro.
COVID should have told these motherfuckers, like, man, look, if this motherfucker look like nobody in your family, and they don't look like nobody in her family.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but that's the thing though, MOT. Like when you a stepdaddy, it don't matter.
Yo, y'all remember all the daytime shows when they'll have a dude set up. He'll be a young dude. He'll find out that the babies ain't his and junk, and all the women will get on this whole diatribe of, well, you gonna be a good father. I know my son gonna do the right thing.
No, I'm like, you remember that 15-year-old dude who was like shamed into like standing to some fuck shit circumstances because his dumbass fucking mama wanted him to fucking stand that shit. Yeah. And I'm like, where's the dating coaches on that shit? Like that dude is gonna be a future fucking graduate of fucking. You done clown this hoe high once this nigga get out of high school. This motherfucker gonna be like, look, man, I finally got the respect of these hoes. Look how I was treated. So they gonna tune in to one of these old fuck niggas, and then all of a sudden they gonna go down the same fucking train that the motherfuckers did, thinking that they got game and clowning niggas who ain't even fucking with the women.
Yo,
Stupid
you know
as
what?
fuck, man.
Hey, we laughing, but you still on the hook until you prove it with the state.
No, and
hey, look.
sometimes you can prove it with the state, and it still don't fucking matter because the state's not paying if they can make your dumb ass pay.
Exactly. Don't sign that birth certificate unless you know.
Yeah.
Well, S Brick, what if a woman have grown kids? The same rules apply. Like how grown? And I mean, because here's the deal, man. A quality person who's learned their fucking lesson, they're not gonna be on the market long, man. A person who's learned their lesson, like dude, I know plenty of fucking single mothers who fucking stepped it up in the gear and fucking got that shit under control. But dude, you talk about 1% of fucking women out there. Women think that this child hasn't fucking starved to death on some fucking Yoshi from fucking Super Mario shit. That man, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, this nigga's still alive. I'm still viable out here. Like, no, man. Like,
I have a question then. What about the mentality of the guys that are jumping into these situations, even if they are somewhat productive? I mean, where's the risk management in that? Isn't that showing you that maybe they're not as mature as they say that they are?
I mean, here's the thing, man.
That's
you only hear the guys who are boisterous about the satisfied stories. You don't hear anybody talk about the shit when it don't really work out all that well. Not at all that often. That's the level of the people who the shit work out for. This is how
Speaking of fantasy.
Correct. I mean, because if you ain't with her no more, you embarrassed as fuck that you was ever in that situation from Jump Street. So of course the people who fucking the shit worked out for is gonna be the best marketing ploy for trying to get people into this situation. But again, on the other hand, if the shit didn't work out, nobody wants to be known for putting themselves in some fucked up ass situation.
Look, black women live in imagination land, bro. I was gonna say black women live in imagination land. They believe that they can just sit on their behind, comb their hair all day, and just wait for some prince to come with a castle and just, hey, I want you because you got a pussy or something. That's how they feel.
But dude, they're conditioned to do this shit because they see their friends getting the motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, the retirement green jacket and shit, man. They see this shit happening to other motherfuckers in society. This is why I say treat them like the motherfuckers have did it on purpose. Because there should not be any new single fucking mothers unless you was raped or some incest bullshit like that. There shouldn't be new of these motherfuckers walking around here.
Man, the fact that there's a such thing as cuckold should tell you that being productive and being a fool, it can still go hand in hand. There are dudes out here they create a thing called a cuckold, boy. I mean, you can be married, your wife is a hoe, and you cool with her sleeping with other dudes, and somehow you turn that into some kind of pleasure. It's a psychosis.
It's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? The phrase
a lot of them dudes, they stuck. A lot of them dudes can't afford to get a divorce. They got to put up with goofy ass shit, man.
Hey, Ty City, you said they stuck, Ty City?
What's up?
You said they stuck?
You there, man? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, because I look at a lot of these situations, these dudes married, bro. And their wives will put them through a situation like they'll be fucking around, but the dude know that you get a divorce, he gonna have to work for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? And I see a situation like, let's say Alicia Keys painting the boy fingernails and shit. Swiss Beats got to put up with that shit because he just got out of a divorce. He probably can't afford to get a divorce no more. They
that bullshit.
They can't do shit about it because they fucking trapped.
Yeah, the circles I hang around, these dudes bring their wives to the dudes so they can fuck them.
What?
That's crazy.
Yes, dude.
That's that cuckold life.
There's a club
swingers
that I view. I go to. These dudes be bringing the chicks so everybody in that room can fuck her, and he's watching and filming. So I'm
okay. I got a question. I got a question on that. Speak just because my mind kind of clicked on that for a second. Okay, so what happened if you got one of these dudes and they in a jacked up marriage, right? and they're like, man, I don't want this woman or whatever, but if I leave her, she's gonna tab me out the frame. All right, so she want to screw around. Let me just go ahead, take her to the club myself. Let her screw as many dudes she wants. I feel the junk, and then I can sell the junk and make money off of it.
If that was the case, I would say that would be smart. But in the end, even that's going to fail, because at the end of the day, if you're not the type of dude, if you're not type of dude that's like a natural submissive or something like that, eventually that's going to backfire on you, and you're going to get tired of it. I don't care how much money you're making.
And why couldn't that type of dude backdoor and say, you know what? Okay, I want to go ahead and get the divorce and go to court. I want to go ahead and I found these videos. No, you took them. No, I don't know who took the videos. I found them.
Well, you saw what happened with Rob Kardashian. What happened with him? He did that when Black China left him, and they weren't even married. And you saw what trouble he got into. They were trying to put him in, take him to court because he put out all those videos and stuff.
Yeah, revenge porn.
Right.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, man. Again, that's why I say it's gonna be this 2020 election is gonna be interesting, bro. Especially more than likely, like I said, the president reelected, and a lot of these Title IX and these feminist laws get rolled back, bro. Telling you, man, I just, especially black women, I just don't think they're prepared, man. Again, black women they've had it so sweet, you know what I'm saying, and just been so protective for so long that it's like they on this, it can never happen to me type shit. Like, what, you know what I'm saying, like, what you gonna do? Who gonna fuck with me or some shit like that? And then once it happens, and they again, all the stats are out of their favor, man. And it's a shame. It's a shame and kind of sad that, you know, when you try to tell them, oh, that's just a white man, oh, that's just, you know, they lying about the black woman. They don't want to tell you the truth. And it's like, bitch, you're not that important. Come on, your narcissism is showing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Mr. Fantastic. Are you saying that after the 2020 election, the Who Gonna Check Us Boo podcast may go away?
I'm not referring to anything in particular, but that attitude, that particular attitude from black women in general, bro, that thing is going to be very, very short lived, because, like I said, bro, once they roll back this affirmative action to where I think they said it was somewhere around, like, you know, 60% of some crazy ass percentage of government jobs being worked by African American women, and they're replacing you with now these immigrants and, you know, the alternative lifestyle people, because now it's no more preferential treatment for the black woman. It's everybody else. It's equal playing field. They gonna have a rude awakening, bro. I'm telling you,
man. I hope Title IX get repealed.
No, they started doing that shit like 10 years ago. And like, here's the other thing: like, they probably gonna remove the woman's status completely from the federal contract and shit, because it goes like disabled veteran, woman-owned company, and then like minority, and then like everybody else. There's no reason for the woman to be that high up on the fucking list. You know what I'm saying? No reason, none whatsoever. So that's the way the shit goes. And you have women, black women, who get like billion-dollar contracts, who could have easily went to the AFL-CIO and had them hire black men. They just give the shit to somebody who's white.
Yep.
Don't even give a fuck.
Yep.
No, they take their fucking $2 or $3 million out the back when they could have got 20 million or more, and they just they just get the shit and they walk out with it. It's like, dude, what we're talking about an institutional system of fucking up black men throughout history, and they use sex as a buffer point to make sure you can't talk about the shit.
Yeah, and MLT, that's the crazy thing about it. It's like, oh, well, we fucking you, we giving you pussy, so just forget about all this other shit. And like I said, we kind of touched on some shit. You know, there's even this fallacy that, oh, all the white women gonna do is get you killed. You know, white women ain't did nothing but get black men killed throughout history. And it's like, well, hold on, when you really think about it, how is that even possible? When, you know, the white woman, the black man was purposely and literally kept away from the white woman by law for so many years. And then on top of that, like I said, even once he was able to be around the white woman, he still didn't have the fucking access because of fucking social stigmas. The first interracial relationship was who? A white man and a black woman. That shit has always been the case. Even before that, when it was never illegal for the white man to be with the fucking black woman, but it was always illegal for the black man to be with the white woman, and the other way around. So yeah, man, this whole fallacy about all the white women go do, she gonna get what she gonna do your room, bitch. We've been with y'all first. So how the hell you think y'all the white woman did more damage than y'all?
Well, fantastic. Let me tell you, fantastic. We are conquered, we are dominated, and we have to protect.
Wait on it.
Just to go back on what Mr. Fantastic and what Ty City was saying, Man of Tomorrow. I know you're a little bit older, but do you remember what the Jack and Jill Foundation was supposed to be about?
Yeah.
So could you fill us in? What was that supposed to be about?
It was about protecting a certain class of people and marrying within to kind of breed this bullshit out.
Okay.
That's the purpose of it.
Now, if you were to actually go to the Jack and Jill of America website, all you're gonna see is women and children.
Yeah.
The whole thing is supposed to be about putting families together, and the majority of the images that you're gonna see is gonna be about women and children.
Just like the Black Lives Matter website.
Like, dude, y'all have to understand, man. Black men are not a part of this fucking family, dude.
Nope.
We're there to provide the seed, and they fucking send your ass off like the fucking fullback during a fucking play action pass. And that fucking ball is going down the field to some other dude while you be the one who gets all the fucking hits. Because everybody's there thinking that your ass got the ball. If you notice, the camera never stays on the fucking fullback or the halfback dumb enough to be a part of that fucking play. And that motherfucker get toe out the fucking frame. And the motherfucker don't. I'm telling you. Y'all gotta understand, man. You have to be as selfish as the situation requires. And you have to think about the actual track record of the actual marketplace to which you're operating. Because here's the thing. They operate like that shit all the fucking time.
Involuntarily. They don't even got to think about it.
I don't even know why we're having this discussion, bro. It's too simple.
No.
I mean, I know why we're having it. This is a pushback to expose it, maybe wake some men up because, these women are trying to criminalize.
It's just like
999 super chat. It's very simple. Marry before you carry. Vet before you let, motherfucker. Don't put these motherfuckers in your business. Don't listen to these dumbass niggas talking about, oh shit, I could go hit a bitch in one night. Okay, if you hit a bitch in one night, do you realize what the fuck you setting yourself up for? Like, dude, all this dumbass, reckless, fucking stupid, ridiculous, overtop fucking behavior does not benefit you. It benefits her. Remember, you taking your motherfucking ass with your over-the-top fucking car payment, over-the-top fucking basic-ass clothes that you can pay $200 or $300 for, just to walk up to this motherfucker and let them take away all your fucking value for whatever period of time that you want to let it be taken away for, and you turn right the fuck around and claim that you got value because you just took your dumb ass and put yourself in that type of fucking situation. It makes absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever. And y'all have got to stop thinking that allowing people to fucking game you into doing some stupid ass shit like that is something that you need to be doing, man. You don't need to be doing dumb ass shit like that. 172 people watching. Y'all get your likes up. Thanks so much in advance.
Yeah, man. I mean, y'all saying all facts, bro. Everybody. And it's like no matter how much truth and logic we speak, they're going to continue to make excuses and lie and deflect because at the end of the day, these women are evil. You can call it mental illness, you can call it evil, but they know what they're doing. They plan this from the moment they get it from their mother and their grandmother. These women tell you to go they tell each other to go have a fun time, and then when you get older, you can go find that fool and he'll give you the life that you deserve or some crap like they deserved it or something. They train this. This is generational ignorance.
And that's why that's why I think there needs to be more and more and more black male content creators calling this stuff out, laughing at it, joking at it, all of it out. I mean, more speech on it, the whole nine. It's like I want to see. It reminds me of an old cartoon of Transformers, man. Megatron was shooting down at the Autobots. He was saying, and one dude said, "Man, why don't you just go ahead and destroy them?" And he looks over and he says, "No, I want to see them suffer." And that's what I'm talking about, man. It's like they done had their reign for so long, man. It's time to see these hoes dance.
Hey, but look, say it like this, man. It's either you or them. At the end of the day, it's either you or them. Who's going? So
you're trading in fresh circumstances for unfresh shit, man. And you have to look at it in the simple fact that you don't hate women if you want to hold them responsible. That's the bullshit that these fucking older motherfucking MAGA class motherfuckers have tried to fucking push that shit down on you. No. You actually want a peaceful fucking life. You don't want this motherfucker running up the score on your ass, man. And at the end of the day, you have to understand that no other culture is doing all the shit that we trying to dress this shit up. There ain't 50-year-old fuck niggas trying to fucking sell off worthless bitches to younger motherfuckers in their own fucking clan. Now, if they was to do that shit, they would be doing that shit to a different race of people. These motherfuckers ain't going over like, dude, these motherfuckers are not guest speakers in other motherfuckers' races and shit. They're not. You have to understand, man, like, dude, look. You truly have to understand, man, that this shit is going to be the same forever. And before this, the thing is, man, the tide has went out. And now the tide is about to come back in. All we doing is we just building up the fucking storm walls to like 13,000 feet so none of this fucking water can get in. The only way you let this water personally in is that you open up your door to let the whole fucking flood come into your house. You don't need that shit. It's just like the end of the first fucking Halo game. The flood came in and you had to get the fuck out of that facility. If you fucking stayed there, the flood overran your ass. If you didn't run the fuck out like you were supposed to. Don't get fucking overloaded or overbearing with reaching down below the fucking water to try to pull these motherfuckers up above land. Listen, we're not in the rescue phase. We're in the recovery phase. We're just looking for wallets and watches and shit, man. We're not looking for alive motherfuckers down here. We're not. We're not.
Yeah. Hey, and also,
these
man,
motherfuckers want to put like these motherfuckers want to put like defibrillators on skeletons and shit, man. Like, dude, you gotta leave niggas alone who think that shit, man. Like, dude, these motherfuckers are done. They don't have any value. If they had value, they wouldn't be on YouTube where they can't fucking maintain virtual fucking relationships. You think these motherfuckers gonna maintain some fucking actual relationship where they can't start drama in this fucking space? You fucking kidding me? You gonna bring these motherfuckers in your house? Why? What the fuck wrong with you? Like, man, I don't
yeah, bro, the war for the black community has been lost. They're trying to trade their bad consequences for the benefits of the productive man. That's the social contract that women actually have, trading all of their negative consequences for the benefits of productive men.
Dude, they're trying to trade an empty bag of dicks for a full bag of money, and you'll be a goddamn fool to take an empty dick.
That's it.
Crazy.
we can't let motherfuckers come in and say you dick Felicia because you're telling people not to deal with single mothers, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, you know what's dick Felicia?
Go down, bro.
Forcing you to put your dick inside these motherfuckers. Like, that's the actual like dick Felicia shit, man. It's fucking stupid as fuck, man.
They want you to put your dick in the sewer.
Yeah, no. Not even sewer, man. They want you to like stick half of your body through like a wood chipper and like think that, you know what I'm saying, like the rest of you gonna be straight with like half of your ass left, man. Like, dude, that ain't the way that fucking works, man.
I know a nigga that survived a wood chipper.
Just keep your hands in your face so you can tell them, so you can make them feel good and pull out your wallet. That's all you need to do.
Nah, man, that single father shit. I mean, that stepdaddy shit is on a whole nother level, dog. And
I mean, man, but
man, we see so many motherfuckers fall to the wayside, dog. We seen this shit not go right over and over again, bro. How are we even here?
Hey, can I?
2019 explaining things not to be fucking stepdaddies, man. That shit wild.
all right, man. I'm gonna rename this shit the last stepdaddy conversation we ever need to fucking have. There ain't no motherfucking another conversation that we need to go over at this point in time, man. I'm telling you.
But
After everybody
Hey, let me tell y'all a
these
story about
motherfuckers
this.
gonna look. Right.
No, I was gonna say, let me tell you this story about this chick was on a panel one time, right? She said women need to be appreciated to give loyalty. And I was like, hold on. Loyalty
What?
and a woman being loyal to one man actually protects them because women should want to be loyal for themselves. That's how you avoid STDs. That's how you avoid unwanted pregnancies. They don't even think about that crap. It's like, you need to make us feel appreciated to keep us from going out having sex with random men. And I was like, well, if that's how y'all feel already, then I don't want you, you know?
Yeah.
If I gotta come up with if I gotta tell you all these lies that you don't prove in your life to make you want to protect your own body, then you're done. Like you said, man, you trying to revive a skeleton. They don't have no sense of moral fabric at all.
And it's not like they were working on trying to get the shit as the time went on, man. Like, this is what y'all don't understand, man. Like, this shit got worse because they decided that it was gonna get worse. Men have been trying to say, okay, you're not feminine, we'll take you because you're big. Okay, not feminine and big, we'll take you. Okay, you're gonna take my money anyway, we still gonna fucking take you. Look at all the shit we gave up, and these motherfuckers ain't gave up shit. Period.
It's because we want to reward them.
We gotta say the black woman. That's the queen, MOT.
Nah, man. Like, dude, listen.
The queen of hell.
Like every time I had this conversation,
y'all niggas hard, man. Y'all niggas hard, man.
We gotta preserve the black family, man. We're gonna be erased.
Okay. Let's address this conversation. Let me tell you how much logic that specific bullshit conversation don't make sense. How could you want to save the black family when you got pimps still in place, ex-retired fuck niggas still in place, unreformed criminals still in place, patriarchy still in place, the fucking marriage law still in place, Me Too still in place, but you didn't open your mouth during all of that shit, but you want somebody else to spend their life fixing all this shit. Like, what the fuck
exactly.
is wrong with you?
If you would get with my program, my B1 Pro Black program, you would understand this.
They don't have no program.
Never mind the fact that most of these pro-blacks try to say that the black woman is the most race loyal of all the women.
She the original one.
She is. Well, she is the fuck niggas. I mean, man, she is most race loyal to them.
They're not even loyal to them because
Facts.
I know a lot of those guys. They get cheated on.
Concept, not one specific person.
Yeah. I feel you though. They are. Yeah, I feel what you're saying. But you know what Speak is saying is like women. You know, women want the dudes who believe their lie. You know what I'm saying? Like these pro-blacks, they will believe anything a woman says because their whole appeal to the woman is lying, is believing it, is making them feel good. That's how they get women. They act like they're some superior max, but they're the actual weakest link. They have to actually.
Hold on. Didn't you come from a black woman, nigga?
That's how I know.
Conversation over, man.
I mean, seriously, bro. I could be honest. Our mothers and grandmothers made a lot of dumb decisions, and it's like because my mama black is exactly how I know. That gives me a personal, close-up view of the dysfunction of the black community. So to use that your mama black is the dumbest thing.
Shit wasn't that bad to where they could do shit like what they're doing now and get away with it, man. No matter how fucking bad the shit was. It was never this fucking bad where you had motherfuckers coming out telling you that they're going to commodify you. And we're not even talking about pretty women coming out saying this shit. We're talking about motherfuckers who done like hopped over a fucking hurdle race worth of fucking walls and still end up hitting one. Like still fucking out here trying to tell you about their perceived fucking value. And the reason why they perceive value still like getting them shit is because you haven't fucking lowered your fucking shit to them, man. Like, dude, I don't get this shit. Being a stepdad is an honorable thing for a woman who shows merit, not a motherfucker who has not shown merit. You know how you have to know that she shows merit? You have to get your ass in that situation and find out. I don't want to be the seal. I don't want to be the seal who's on land being coaxed by the shark to come back into the fucking ocean. I'm not trying to do that shit, man. Dude, it's just at the end of the day, man, we have to use logic and common sense. If you ain't got that kind of experience, what on earth are you going to be able to do with somebody who has all that type of experience?
See what I'm saying. Bro. See what I'm saying to you, son, is you don't understand. You got
okay. All right. Let's address this question on the screen right here. If the Black American family disappears, all other African and Afro-descendant people go too. Here's what I say, dude. Listen.
How?
Yeah, there's a country that's called Africa. Most of these motherfuckers in Central America have African blood in them. The problem is that everybody everywhere don't act the same way. It's just that this virulent strain of DNA in this motherfucker right here has to go. So you can't put it to yourself and fucking let this shit be on you to carry forth a race. Like, dude, listen, man, you're thinking about a whole race of people when you should be worried about your motherfucking self only.
Yeah, you want to save trash just because it came from your house.
That's a very interesting concept. This whole idea of trying to save an entire race when you can't even communicate with each other or maintain a viable relationship within your own neighborhood.
It's ignoring the problem. It's to ignore the problem.
Yeah, and it's like the more ignorance you show to the actual baseline problem, the more loyal you are to the race. Like, when the fuck did that shit happen? Like, I don't get some of this shit because, none of these people put links out so I could, like, jump on. Dude, I'm telling you, man, I just want to ask basic questions, man. Real basic questions like, okay, why? And it's just like, dude, most of these people who talk about the Black family are not family oriented anyway.
Exactly.
They're not trying to uphold no fucking standards. I'm like, okay, if you're about the so-called Black family, then where the fuck were you when these people were fucking up the place? When they was burning this place to the fucking ground with fucking reptiles and see the problem with the Black race is that 2, 3, 4, and 5 start fucking and having kids by fucking. That's when the shit really got fucked up. When the average 2 got access to dick, that's when the shit really got fucked up.
Yep. And every broke dude was going after those twos.
Yeah, and when women start fucking and when broke dudes start fucking, that's what fucked up this whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, look, I got to go, but it was a pleasure. Thanks for the spot, bro.
All right, no problem, man. Let me shut this thing down. We've been on here about 3 hours, and this right here should be the last fucking conversation that you need to talk about when it comes to this stepdaddy shit. I don't want to hear you motherfuckers come online being some kind of way about not understanding the intricacies of this shit. At the end of the day, we started with everybody's conversation towards it. You have to understand that people are not in a position to be trusted. They have to have a track record so that way you can trust them. That's how the fucking situation works, man. That's how it always have worked forever. So don't ever think that you have to put yourself in a certain situation so that way you can be respected by nobody. Never show a masculine level of respect for a fucking woman. That's the dumb shit that got motherfuckers fucked up out here. Don't do that shit, man. Some of the dumbest shit that you could ever fucking do is brag about how you got the respect of these hoes. Don't do that shit. It makes you look extremely fucking stupid and questionable at the fucking minimum. Let's see what we got on here, man. Ty City, you got any last words, man? Star City, you on mute. All right, man, we'll come back to Ty. Speak. You got something to say before we roll out, man?
Yeah, just that. Look, in my humble opinion, we need to stop dealing with single mothers altogether. They should be one night stands at best. Other than that, we shouldn't even deal with them. We shouldn't talk about them. We should definitely not be a stepfather. And that's it.
Yeah, man. It's just at the end of the day, man. It's not a respectful situation for your path. It isn't. If we want to be this community shit, we should have started with the community and then worked forward. But we trying to have community with the people who don't even deserve to fucking be there, man. That's the reason why this shit don't fucking work. Because I'd be damned if I give up any of my motherfucking shit for people who haven't done the shit right, man. Fuck all that shit. Ty, you got something?
Yeah, man. I just want to say, man, just stay away from me. If they got a kid, bro, especially if you know what, I'm a single father. You know what I'm saying? I got custody of my son, bro. And women always try to throw that shit in there like, oh, it'd be perfect if you get with somebody who got a kid. No. You know what I'm saying? One kid plus another kid is two motherfucking kids, man. I'm cool on that. So yeah, just don't do it, man. Just
all right.
Just stay away from them single mothers, man. That shit ain't gonna work, dog. No means no, too.
All right, man. Well, that's all we got. I want to thank y'all for coming out. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Share the stream if you want to, or you have to, so that way you're not going around having the same conversation. You're compromising your future for a present piece of ass. That's not a good way to build no fucking family, man. It's not. No other culture does this shit. We should not be having this conversation about single mothers anymore. Period. This should be the last fucking conversation we have on this shit. Man, tomorrow, like, share, comment, subscribe, and y'all guys have a really nice day.